Uh, yup. Is this working? Am I? All right, well, I guess I can't see the chat. Peter Schrager dropped a mock draft. Am I on? Well, I guess we'll wait a second to see if this went through. Welcome to Hannaball AM. Episode 26? Yes. Ham 26. I don't know why my chat's not working. Peter Schrager dropped a mock draft. I want to go through it. I want to do my own mock draft. I want to say my most excited things that I'm waiting for. Most exciting things. Most telling things, I guess. A lot of stuff to unpack for this last day before the draft. I want to talk about Jeremiah Love. I want to talk about every player that's in this class. Just got to see if this stream went through. Let's find out. There it is. Okay, cool. I don't know why I can't see the chat. I can see though. Otis is here. Dallas Crimson Tide's here. What is up, guys? Like is not a football. Well, that's a damn shame. That's just a damn shame. Okay. Then we're gonna improvise. I will read the chat on another screen, and I'm not gonna mess with it. Okay. So, what's the first thing to talk about? Are the Raiders really gonna take Fernando Mendoza? Like, are they serious? That's not fun. Do something else. Trade down. Do something crazy. I don't know. Also, basketball's on. Basketball's on. So that was cool. Some good games last night, no doubt. But yeah. So I guess we'll go through Schrake's mock draft first. Since this is the NFL insider, the guy who they say... let me turn this down. The guy who they say is the most accurate mocker. Print it out and put it on his tombstone. The most accurate mocker. That is a hell of a legacy to have. So, let's see what the NFL insider Peter Schrager has to say. First of all, David Bailey going to the Jets. I'll allude to kind of what I'm going to do for my own mock, but, you know, we'll analyze Schrager's. I can already tell you, not going to see eye to eye on a lot of these picks. So obviously Fernando Mendoza is the #1 pick. David Bailey going 2 to the Jets. Everyone's going back and forth. I saw a tweet yesterday. Todd McShay. I saw Todd McShay. Basically how he's handled the David Bailey, Arvell Reese news and scoops. Todd McShay flip-flops more than a sandal, man. He goes back and forth consistently. So Schrage is going David Bailey. We will find out tomorrow. Jeremiah Love 3 to the Cardinals. That was the hot story of yesterday and the day before, that the Cardinals love Jeremiah Love, and if they take him, and if they can't trade out, they're taking him. So there you go. I am so tired, man. I stayed up to watch the Laker game and then Invincible. It's all right. We're gonna wake up. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, so where's Jeremiah Love gonna go? Strakes also has Sonny Styles going #4 to the Tennessee Titans. Arvell Reese going 5 to the Giants. That's a bit of a twist. I didn't final mock. This will be my final mock. Doing that later. But Arvell Reese to the Giants. That is not something I've seen in a mock since February, I think. Interesting pick for Schrags here, the Giants fan of ESPN, among others. Browns go Spencer Fano. This is an interesting mock. This is some aggressive swings, no doubt. No trades yet. I'd be really surprised if the Browns stuck and picked and then went offensive line. If they did, that'd be great for the Giants. Get that talent falling down the board. Is Schrags going to give us Arvell Reese and Caleb Downs? I mean, you'd think that Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs would be like the dream scenario, but Arvell Reese and Caleb Downs would be crazy. Cardinal take going to the Commanders. I like that. I like that a lot. I like the Commanders addressing wide receiver. And then we got Saints grabbing Caleb Downs. So there it is. What the Saints are going to do is one of the more interesting parts of this draft for me. I don't know. They really could go anywhere. The Saints are interesting because I don't think they have needs. But need just feels a little rich. Like, the Saints are far from a perfect team, but it feels like they have problems and things they should improve, but a need. Like, do the Saints need Caleb Downs? Do they need a wide receiver? Like, I don't know. They need help, that's for sure. But I don't know if they need a wide receiver or anything in particular. They can kind of do what they want. So I'm really curious to see what they do at that number 8 spot. Cowboys trade up to 9. They send 9 and 29 to get or no, they said 12 and 20 to get 9 and 29. I like that trade a lot, actually. Damn, I might steal it. I keep yawning, which is on me. But yeah. And then grab Mansour Delane. They jump us to get Mansour Delane. So that's, I mean, that's something. Who is on the board now? Francis. Is it Francis? Let's see. Jordan Tyson go to the Giants. So Giants would leave this draft with Arvell Reese and Jordan Tyson. I don't know how to feel about that. Never been to panic more for a draft than this one. What? Well, I mean, well, what is the panic? This is the draft. This is the fun one. This is the Giants have 2 top 10 picks. And they're gonna hit them out of the park. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. And I want to say this now, since we're talking about the Giants 10 pick. I'm not going to talk about the Dexter Lawrence thing too much. What I will say is I was thinking about last night what it would take for this 10 pick to be a success. And I just feel like if we can get this 10 pick to the second contract, that's it. We're probably not going to get a Dexter Lawrence level talent. Unless Jordan unless Jordan Tyson or whoever goes at this pick is an all-pro, then they're not a Dexter Lawrence talent. So I don't know. I feel like some people are going to say like, oh well, they lost the trade because they didn't get a player better than Dexter Lawrence. I feel like just someone that can start for like 4 or 5 years. That would be awesome. That would be great. Francis Maui probably would have been my pick here, but that's just me. I'm not playing. If we draft Lover Tyson, I'm out, man. Please just take Stalton down. I'll be a little frustrated, but whatever. I mean, it's Maui Noah's a tough one. Maui Noah's a tough one because I think he's a good prospect, but I think a lot of people have different kind of grades and opinions on him and what to do. I really do like the idea of the Giants dressing O-line in the first 2 picks, but we'll see. Ruben Bain falls all the way down to 12. That's interesting. Damn, if I'm Miami, I'm taking Ruben Bain. Are you serious? Forget offensive line. Interesting mock Schrags has got here. Then the Lions move up with the Rams and grab Caden Proctor at 13. That is steep. Draft almost here. Tyson's a top where's one of all time. Vengo Iwane going to the Ravens, the worst kept secret in the NFL, some say. So that'll probably happen. Akeem Mesidor to the Bucks, been mocking that all year. Mekhi Lemon to the Jets. Interesting stuff. We'll see. Like I said, Mekhi Lemon has kind of not significantly fallen, but definitely not had the best draft process. Not really a lot of steam kicking him to the top. It's funny because I feel like there's a debate. This is another thing I'm curious to see. That the third wide receiver off the board, it felt like it was Mekhi Lemon for sure, or maybe even Jordan Tyson a few weeks ago. Now I'm not so certain. Now I feel like it could be Mekhi Lemon, Omar Cooper's on board, KC Concepcion. So finding that third wide receiver off the board is another thing I'm really interested to see. Rams get Kenyon Sadiq at 17. That would be pretty nuts. That would be pretty nuts, which I think it's possible. That's another person. Where the hell is Kenyon Sadiq going to go? For the combine freak that he was, considering he's the only person that's like, good at the tight end position, him and Stowers, I think it's pretty good to, I think he's a good prospect, and I'm curious to see where the hell he's going to go. No one's talking about him. Since about every other Giants draft the top edge defender, it's about time Big Blue takes a different approach. We don't have enough pass rushers. You can never have too many. That's my mentality on it. And if a guy like Arvell Reese is there, you can play him at outside linebacker sometimes. Teach him how to rush the passer, though. Thieneman goes to the Vikings. That's a fun one. Common, but a fun one. I wonder at what point all these mocks are going to get just completely destroyed, tear them up. What pick is going to just shake everything up? Because this feels not chalky, but it feels a little like, not like, I don't know. I don't want to say not a lot of twists. It's a mock draft, not a horror movie, but like this feels, acceptable. Panthers trade out. Which makes sense because all the talent that we assumed the Panthers were going to get is not on the board. I'm so damn tired. I'm sorry. I'm so damn tired. Stayed up till 3 a.m. watching Invincible. I wanted to watch it, so that's on me. I knew I had this show, and, and I'm trying to read this. We just got to wake up. Texans go up to get Blake Miller. Sure, I guess. At 19 feels a little rich for my liking. Chiefs with Dallas's pick at 20, they get Omar Cooper. That'd be interesting. That's another thing. I wonder where the Chiefs are at with wide receivers and offensive weapons in general, because it felt like they were going to take the offensive player that the Saints weren't going to, Tyson, Love, whoever is there at 9. But it's not mocked very frequently, the Chiefs getting offense at that 9th pick. So we'll see what they do at 29, I think. Yeah, that's their pick. We'll see what they do at 29. But in this mock, at 20, they go Mark Cooper. Monroe Freeling is a Steeler. Makes a lot of sense. Honestly, if the Steelers can grab Monroe Freeling, I don't want to say it's like an A+, because I don't think there's a pick the Steelers can make that's an A+, to be quite honest with you. They're picking at 21. They don't have a quarterback, and everyone's confused with what the Steelers are planning to do. Are they trying to tear it down? Are they trying to make another swing? What's going on? What is going on? The Bengals are going for it all. Hell, even the Browns are taking a swing. The Ravens should be okay. So what the hell is the plan for the Steelers? I don't see the Chiefs going offense round 1. It would be shocking, but crazier things have happened. Chargers get Keldrick Falk. Pretty hilarious, if you ask me. 22 for Keldrick Falk is not bad value, but it's just, that's a fun fit to me. Wouldn't expect to see Keldrick Falk involved a lot on Sundays if he goes to the Chargers. Max, you know, I heard someone say this guy's name, Hanakor, I think. That's not it. But I will know his name by draft night. That I will not pronounce Max I at ASU on draft night. I bet the Vikings took Thieneman in this mock when it should be Ty God Simpson. This bit has gone on so long, John, that I'm starting to think that you actually want Ty Simpson for the team. And honestly, more power to you. You know, Ty Simpson, when we did the Ty Simpson film study, I think he's a good player. Like, I left that thinking Ty Simpson, if he goes to the right system, especially one where he can like sit and develop, not get rushed out there, he could be very, very good. Now, of course, the right system, Arizona Cardinals, that's not how it works. Ihenachor. Okay, that's what I was saying. Kind of sounds like a Pokemon. Is that messed up? I don't think so. I would love for someone to say my name was kind of like a Pokemon. But anyways, I don't remember what I was talking about. Browns getting Denzel Boston at 24. The Cardinals getting Ty Simpson. Yeah, that's not exactly a good fit. That's what I was gonna say. Throw everything I said about Ty Simpson out the window if he goes to Arizona. Like, that doesn't even count. That doesn't count. That's where careers go to die. Not quarterbacks, not receivers, not defensive players. That's where careers go to die. No love for the Arizona Cardinals. I was rage baiting other Vikings rage baiting by saying Ty Simpson and Brett Coleman's mock stream yesterday. We need Ty Simpson, Vikings fans. It's so easy. I think a Vikings fan tweeted something out yesterday that I thought was super lame. Oh, I forget what it was though. Damn. Oh, I remember. There was a tweet that went super viral this week of Brendan Fraser's whale, big boy, having to stand up and like struggling from, that movie. And the, tweet was like, Spurs fans, every time the PA says you got to stand up, get on your feet, make some noise because, San Antonio. And a Vikings fan, I would assume, because he had a Vikings user picture, came out and posted that and made the exact same joke, but with the Packers. Which, dunk on the Packers, that's funny. But they just ripped the joke off, so it was really awkward watching a joke get stolen in real time. But I'm glad you like rage-baiting Vikings fans. God knows I haven't been through enough. TJ Parker going to the Bears. Like it, don't love it. I guess it fills a need for Chicago, but TJ Parker is such a weird prospect in this one. He could fall out of the first round. He could be a top 15 pick. I think we're probably going to be closer to falling out of the first round, but that's just me. Same thing with Peter Woods. Both guys that were in the top 5 to 10 of way too early 2026 mocks. Both Clemson pass rushers. If you're a player with Clemson on your helmet this year, draft stock did not go up. That's for sure. It feels like every player Clemson had just tanked their stock just by not being good this season. It is what it is. Niners get Caleb Lomu. Handful of people who think Dylan's going to be a bust. Like I said, Vikings fans are toxic except me, of course. I'm the perfect person. Yeah. I believe there are toxic Vikings fans. I just don't think relative to other teams there are that many. I've met a toxic Viking fan or two. One of the first football fans I ever met was a Vikings fan. The guy's name was Kermit. Like the frog? Yeah, like the frog. It was very weird. Niners get Caleb Lomu. I like that. Like Shrakes mentions, the Trent Williams situation is figured out, so it feels like less of a need. They could go wide receiver, obviously, or, you know, a couple other positions. But in this mock, they go Caleb Lomu. Panthers at pick 28 after a trade with Houston. I wonder what that trade would look like. Shrakes didn't include details here. Yes, he did. 28 and 69 for 19. It's not bad. It's not bad. Get a top 70 pick. Not too shabby. And KC Concepcion. I like that for the Panthers. Look, it feels like the Panthers are going to go offensive weapon, and I'm excited to see which offensive weapon they land on. So I guess you could add that to the list of things I'm excited for. What are the Panthers going to do? Namely, which offensive skill player are they going to draft? I wonder, man. I feel like, yeah. Well, I'm gonna lay out a scenario. It's not gonna be part of my mock, so I'm just gonna lay it out. The Panthers could go very much any offensive skill position. And I do think, to allude to my, you know, what I think is gonna happen, I do think Jeremiah Love is not gonna go as high as a lot of people anticipate. If Jeremiah Love falls out of the top 10, and the Panthers want to take a big swing, I'm talking big swing here, they could go up to 10 or 11, 12 maybe, and draft Jeremiah Love and roll with it. I think that'll be a fun one. Casey for Carolina is a nice fit. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a fun one. He fits into that system really well. All of a sudden, that's a really great wide receiver core. I mean, maybe not the best, but it's fun, right? Concepcion, McMillan, healthy Jalen Coker, Jatavion Sanders. That's his name, right? Tight end. Definitely still need a tight end, but maybe they can get Stowers in round 2. 29, Dallas Cowboys grab Malachi Lawrence. LOL. Who did the Cowboys leave this draft with? Malachi Lawrence and Mansour Delane. I like Mansour, but this definitely wouldn't be an A+ draft from Dallas. Jermon McCoy going 30 to the Dolphins. I like that. You know, a lot of people have mocked Jermon McCoy to the Dolphins at 11. Yeah, I was going to say 12. At 11. They get him at 30 here because the knee concern is apparently very real. There'll be no crash out for me. So we're talking about how excited I am for the Bills pick. Yeah, who did the Bills get in this mock? Did I skip them? Peter Woods, that's right. Bills are going to be interesting too, yeah. Yeah, what are you guys excited for? It could be our year this year. It could be. It could be our year this year. I'm fired up. Zion Young is a Patriot. I don't have a very strong opinion on Zion Young. Maybe I'm out of base there. Maybe I just forgot. And then 32, Cardinals trade up because the Peter Schrager mock draft and because it has to have fun, because it has to include quarterbacks. The Cardinals go up to 32. They send 34 and 183, big spenders, to go up to 32 and grab Ty Simpson, everyone's favorite Alabama quarterback. And that's Peter Schrager's mock. Wemby got concussed. That's a damn shame. But yeah, I like what Schrags did there. I don't agree with a lot of what he said, but I like the vision here. And if a draft shook out like this, I think it would be a fun, entertaining draft. I don't know how the hell I would feel about the Giants coming away with Arvell Reese and Jordan Tyson. Talk about two swings. Those could be the best players in the NFL. They could be total flameouts. Who knows? Definitely won't be the Giants' years because Harfrod's a terrorist. I'm so confused. Wait. It could be our years. Oh, are you talking about the Bills? Oh, is that what you mean? You were giving the Giants some credit? I was like, oh, this is funny. Giving the Giants some flowers. Despite that Cardinals corner from last year. Will Johnson? Will Johnson was okay. Will Johnson, that was a good pick. I'm going to crash it. There's no one in the top 10 they can pick. They'll make me crash. I think we're in a good spot. It feels like, honestly, Jarv, for all the Venga Ioane smoke we've been pushing on this stream, like, that's been your narrative. And it's starting to happen in some mocks. It's very much starting to look like Venga at 10. It's not a done deal, far from it, but it is a possibility. And considering he didn't make a top 30 visit, and considering I think there will be better offensive linemen on the board, specifically Francis Maui-Noah, and maybe Spencer Fano, time will tell. We'll see who ends up being better between those two, Spencer Fano and Venga. But either way, looks like the Giants are primed to go offensive line at 10. Of course, not here because Peter Schrager likes fun things like Jordan Tyson. All right. I hope you watched some basketball last night. There was a couple real great games, if you ask me. Maybe just because Boston lost and the Lakers won. I had a lot of fun. I mean, it's not going to be Venga 5. That's what Char was supposed to be. Yeah, it's a good pick. Yeah, it's a good pick. I'm not like, the thing with it is when the Giants, if the Giants go offensive line, you're not going to get people, at least I would assume, you're not going to get people in the stream chat. You're not going to get me. You're not going to get people on Giants Twitter, Giants Reddit, Big Blue Reddit, like being like, yes, we got an offensive lineman. That's just not how fans work. But you probably need to. You probably got to stick and take your medicine. Yeah, I think any of the offensive linemen at 10 is a good pick. I agree. I think Juan is better guard than Maui at tackle right now as we speak. I don't disagrei with that, but I think Maui Noah's flexibility and versatility kind of gives him the nod. But that's just my take. Patriots never have a top 10 pick, and even if they finish bottom 10 in the league, then just trade down. I like when the Giants have a top 10. I mean, that's a loaded case. It's fun. I say free agency is kind of fun for bad teams, and about how like that's where like contenders are not built in free agency. That's how I feel about the draft. It's fun now. It's super fun now. Having picks right now is the best. Just like making moves in March in free agency, it's like this is great. This is so much fun. We're gonna be awesome next year. And then the moves happen, and then the game actually like unfolds, and it's like, all right, well, I guess we didn't solve every problem we had in free agency. I guess we could just throw money at the issue. Same goes with drafting. I guess we couldn't just have 2 top 10 draft picks and have everything solved. Of course, the Giants did that and ended up with Evan Neal. Evan Neal. There it is. I disagree. Venga isn't the best run blocker. I think Maui's high level both. Oh, I like it. An offensive line debate. Here we go. If the Vikings take anyone not named Thieneman, I'll donate $25. All right. I'll call you on that. Personas has a chance to be the best guard in the class as well. Would love him at 35. If we don't get Iwane. I would love Personas at 30, 37. 37 we're picking, right? Yeah. I would love Personas at 37. That makes a lot of sense. He went in for a top 30 visit. He plays on the right side, and just a straight up beast. But then again, it's like once you're picking near the top of the second round, offensive linemen aren't so safe. I mean, damn, John Michael Schmidt, top of a second. Was he a second round selection? Yeah, he's a second round pick. Yeah, maybe not the top of the round, but he was a second round pick. I think late second round, and he sucks, as we know. He had a better season this year, but he's still not the strongest center. So, free agency this year was fun. Bad teams like the Raiders splash free agency. Who's gonna tell? But who's gonna tell that it'd be? Go better go from 1. Oh, who knows how better they're gonna get? I see. Go from 1 to 8 in the draft. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of the Raiders, we'll give him Fernando Mendoza and move on. But yeah, no, exactly. I don't disagree. The Raiders splashed, Titans splashed, and in this draft, the Giants are gonna splash, and the Browns are gonna splash, and the Cowboys, and like these aren't great teams by any metric. So I don't know. Even though I think there's a lock we go DT at 37. That's why, I really hope we get another second or third round pick. We're just too thin in some spots to not address the needs. Jets. Should I just get into this mock? We'll get into this mock, but continue to. Obviously, we're going to continue talking about the draft. That's the whole point of today and the next week or so. But yeah. So what team do you think is the most interesting for you guys? What team is the most fascinating? I think there's a lot of interesting ones. I'll just run through a couple. Obviously later in the draft isn't as exciting. I do think what the Niners do will be interesting to see if the Niners go a little more fun, explosive weapon and or go offensive line. Kind of sick of seeing Buffalo, but it would be funny if they took a wide receiver. I am oddly curious to see what the Steelers do. Namely, it feels like they should go tackle, but I wonder if they'll want to kind of push Broderick Jones out. We'll see. I mean, we'll see how Fatanu comes on. Just an interesting team over there in Pittsburgh overall. Like I said, the Panthers are also interesting. Then we go Love, one of the Ohio State defenders at 5 and 10. I'm gonna get into Jeremiah Love after this. You're not gonna find all guys any guy to replace Dex anyways. So why pick McDonald over Woods? I agree, but I mean, if they're there in round 2, that's the thing. You just need that extra pick. Would you be mad if the Giants grabbed Kenyon Sadiq at 10? Yeah. If the Giants traded down, I wouldn't be thrilled, but I would, I would at least understand it. Curious what the Browns will do. Yeah, me too. I'm curious how the Browns are going to address the offensive line, because if they want to wait until 24 to get a tackle, they're going to get the last pick of the tackles. So I hope they go tackle at 6, but who knows? I mean, if they do, I hope it's not Maui Noah. Banish it more if we don't have Dex and we take 11 at 5. Yeah, I mean, that would suck. That would objectively suck. The Eagles are an interesting team too. Eagles are really interesting. This draft fits a lot with the needs of the Eagles. I feel like it's easy to mock a lot of players to them. You could get Omar Cooper, Blake Miller, done a lot. Cassius Howell, if you want to. A lot of interesting fits for the Eagles. Hell, if Kenyon Sadiq is there, the Eagles could go for it. Why take Sadiq when we have Likely now? Exactly, yeah. That would just feel like a weird fit. The Panthers need to trade up for Sadiq. I think they have a genuine chance to win their division. Well, I mean, they won their division this season, but I mean, it's funny. It's like, I feel like the Panthers, they did it this year. The Panthers are a good team though. I agree. And I think if there's a team to have like a weird Commanders of 2 years ago, who's another team? Seahawks of this year. I don't want to say the Panthers are going to be the Seahawks of this year, but I feel like the Panthers could be primed for a big slingshot forward. Like I'm talking divisional round or NFC championship, which would be crazy. So you want 2 alignment in the first? Me? Otis posted a mock draft. Me? The guy streaming? No. I don't want 2 offensive linemen. No, what did I allude to that? No, I just don't think Jeremiah loves the right pick at 5. I wonder what Miami's going to do with their draft capital. They have a buttload of capital. Yeah, no. Wait, where is it? Yeah, I agree. Miami's a fun one, too. 2 first-round picks. A lot of needs. And they're rebuilding. They're tearing it down. So they really can go best player available off their board. We'll see who that is. I can't imagine J85 in the NFC Championship. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. It can't be done. It's impossible. Hopefully gets 2 alignment. I think we should trade back from 5. Oh, I see you're talking to GF10. Take an offensive lineman at 10 with our later take the best tackle. I don't know about that. Or take best defender available. I see. I mean, double dipping on offensive line, that would be interesting. Gosh, if we did that, I would hope that we don't have offensive line issues for the next decade. If we double dipped in the top 10, that would be crazy. Mel and Field Yates dropped a final mock. I thought Mel dropped his final mock last week. You'd only get 1 final mock, Mel. Check out my mock draft. Yeah, I'll check it out, Otis. Most interesting ones are the teams with most and the team with the least. Yeah, I guess so. If you want to put it like that, yeah. Jets are definitely one of the more interesting teams, though. And it's obviously a question between these two. David Bailey or Arvell Reese. Which reporters do you like listening to? And are the Jets in for a straight pass rushing or a player that can change their defense for years to come if he hits? I think the Jets are tired of being bad. And I think because of that, Arvell Reese is the pick. Being mediocre is not... It's not going to satisfy their thirst. It's not going to quench their thirst for, Jets football. You need to be real good. And Arvell Reese is the first step to being real good. It is so tough keeping up with the chat today because I can't see it on the OBS window. Seattle will navigate with only 4 picks. Will they stick? Yeah, Seattle's a fun one, man. They are completely gutted. We'll see if they try and move down or they just make 4 picks and live with it. I was messing around and thought, what if Seattle moved up to get Colton Hood? And then saw that Seattle had 4 draft picks. Didn't do that. Can't imagine JD5 with the NFC Championship beat, but I can't imagine them score more than 55 points to win. Anytime we can dunk on the Commanders, I agree. I really want McCoy, but I can't be a hypocrite and knock Tyson for his injuries to be okay. I think that the Giants gamble on McCoy. Well, gambling on McCoy in round 2 is different, though. Even though I think McCoy's a way better player by leaps and bounds. Hopefully. I mean, I hope all these players are good. That's the awkward part. I'd say half, maybe more, maybe less, of these players aren't going to be good. But right now, today, it feels like all these guys are going to be studs. So who knows? Maybe not Keldrick Falk, but most of them. Are the Jets going to keep Aaron Glenn? I think so. I mean, time will tell. We'll see how this draft goes. If they go strictly defense, I really don't think corners out of play for the Jets at 16, but we'll get to that. Take McCoy first round at 10. If the Giants took Jermod McCoy at 10, I'd be freaking out. That would not be a nice pick. If the knee injuries are real at all, like if the knee concerns are real at all, dude, that would be a disaster. Okay. Let's talk Cardinals. So Peter Schrager, the hot pick right now for Arizona Cardinals at 3, if they stick and pick, is Jeremiah Love. I want to read this bio. This could be a trade down spot, and I believe Arizona's listening for sure. For sure. Teams like the Chiefs and Saints could have interest in getting in a position to take Reese. I also think the Cardinals could just take Love. Again, forget about positional value this year. Most people see him as a top player in the draft, and he could be a jolt to the Cards offense. Love moves the needle for a team trying to get back into the mix in a crowded NFC West. Let me tell you something. The Cardinals with Jeremiah Love are not all of a sudden going to compete in the NFC West. I'm not saying the Cardinals should just phone it in and give up, but he's not the missing piece that Schrager is alluding to. Keldrick Falk, if he pans out, will be like Will Anderson. It doesn't make sense now, but I just have a strong feeling. All right. Keldrick Falk supporter. I like it. Of course, not that much better than Tyson. I think Tyson's easily wide receiver 1 without the injury concerns. Wow, easily. God, yeah, Jordan Tyson's has had the best PR this last couple weeks. I disagree. I don't even think a healthy Tyson wide receiver 1. I'm taking Lemon and Omar Cooper over him. Well, I'm definitely going to disagree with you, but you know what? That's the point of draft season. Everyone's got wild takes. We're taking Omar Cooper over Jordan Tyson. All right. Back to the Cardinals, though. This is Ty Simpson at 3. No. Here's the thing. Here's the tricky part with the Cardinals. They want to trade down. They have a kind of smaller draft chest, so they should want to trade down. However, who the hell is going to go up to 3? That just feels so rich going up to 3. And in this scenario, Arvell Reese is off the board. So if someone wants to trade up for Dave Bailey, they can do that. They can do that, jump the Titans. But other than that, no one's trading up for Jeremiah Love. No one's trading up for Sonny Styles. No one's trading up for Caleb Downs. At least I don't think. You could say throw positional value out the door all you want until you're trading your second round pick this year and next year to get a linebacker or to get a safety. And you have to pay them top of the market. If someone trades up for Sonny Styles, and boy, I hope it's Dallas, it's not going to work out. It's just not. I think Tyson's easily the greatest player ever. People want to talk about Omar Cooper being in a weird scheme fit, still making it work. They were doing nonsense with him in Indiana. I love Omar Cooper. He's my favorite. He's my third favorite guy in this class. But I think Jordan Tyson just has those tangible football skills that you just can't teach. Just so good in open space. I mean, open space, not like open space, but like, you know, so good in contested catch situations. That's what I mean. The opposite open space. Tyson's Jerry Rice, Rick Spanny, Freddie Moss, the ankles of a wiener dog. There you go. See? Who doesn't love Jordan Tyson? Now, I'm assuming the Cardinals are going to stick and pick here because, like I said, a trade downs just doesn't make sense for any team that could move up. And once you get out of the top 10, moving out of 3 is too rich. I saw, like, again, that's why I don't think Cowboys at 12 and 20 makes a ton of sense. Like, it would be a fair trade, 12 and 20, but you're moving down 9 spots. It just doesn't feel like you're going to make as impactful of a selection if you're the Cardinals. Offensive line makes a lot of sense, and I think that probably is the safer pick. It just sucks because I want the Giants to get Francis Mauigoa at 10. And if Mauigoa gets past the Cardinals here at 3, I don't think he'll go until pick 10 at the earliest. I really want to do David Bailey. And I think the Cardinals should. They really should take David Bailey. However, I don't think they're going to do that. I think the Cardinals are going to start building out their offensive line. Is Mauigoa the guy to do that with? I'm not sure. I'm not certain. And I do feel like the Titans should consider offensive line as well. But I think if the Cardinals are sitting here taking this pick, I know it's boring. I know it's chalky. We've been saying it for months now. But if the Cardinals are here, can't move out, Francis Mauigoa will be their selection. I really am thinking David Bailey. But this is the final serious mock. And that's my take. Tyson's the best separator in his class outside of Thompson. Not saying he's going to be Parsons. We can make us regret it. Wait, what? Why would you want Dallas to get Styles? Are you trying to have a potential Micah Parsons situation? I hope Dallas trades up to 3. If Dallas sent 2 first-round picks for an inside linebacker who they're paying at the top of the market, that would be hilarious. That's the thing. The Cards are taking Reese or Bailey, or they're trading out. See, that's the thing. Yeah, right there, it felt like it was Mauigoa or David Bailey to me, at least. It very well could be David Bailey, but I think he's gonna slide a little bit, just a little bit. And it might be sliding down just 1 pick because now we have the Titans, and the Titans are another team that I don't want to say it frustrated me this draft season, but I haven't really understood how the Titans have been covered. As you can see, and these PFSN needs aren't law. I know that. I kind of stick to these a little too rigidly sometimes. But okay, edge. That's an important position. And no one's going to disagree. The Titans need an edge rusher. Yes, they could roll with the unit they have and be an okay defensive line, may even be a decent offensive line with Jermaine Johnson and company. But I feel like if you're the Titans, you're not competing for a Super Bowl this year. Take a guy that really could impact your team. Not just plugging holes, or not just, you know, taking a running back. That's what I'm trying to say. Taking a running back instead of a pass rusher just doesn't make sense to me here. I know the Titans need a running back. I know they made every move in free agency to set them up for this moment right here, taking Jeremiah Love at 4. And frankly, it would help the Giants a lot. Just get Jeremiah Love off the board. But I think this alludes to my bigger, more grandiose take about this draft. And I don't know if this is a hot take or anything, but I wanted to bring it up. I don't think Jeremiah Love's going to go in the top 10. That might just be me, like jinxing it out of the Giants. Like, that way the Giants don't take him. Here's the thing. It feels like from pick 3, 4, and 5, all of these teams love Jeremiah Love. He's awesome. They want to take him at 5. If he's there, they'll take him. And it just... This is the season of smoke. It's the season of spin. It's the season of lies. And it feels like any kind of Jeremiah Love smoke just doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel honest. And as a Giants fan, I don't want us to take him at 5. So I'm struggling to understand why the Titans are so jacked up to take him at 4. They need offensive line help, and that's another thing. Offensive line is not even being considered here in most mock circles. I feel like a defensive line and offensive line are a little more, even wide receiver. Like, you should address those before running back, personally. And I think it just feels like a team wants someone else to move up, and they will say whatever they can to the media, specifically about Jeremiah Love, to get that done. But realistically, who's going to trade up for Jeremiah Love? Who's going to move up for a running back? Probably no one. And that's why I just don't think it's going to happen. That's why I think we're going to see Jeremiah Love slip a little bit. What world does? What, so I'm not making a hot take? Oh, I would hate if the Cowboys got Styles or Downs. Yeah, I mean, me too. Me too. But again, trading up is a whole different world. Commies might take them. The Commies could. And they probably should. Like, out of everyone in the top 10, I think the Commanders are probably one of the better fits. And we'll get there. We'll get there. Now, if they got stuck, wouldn't be the first time Cowboys had a great off-ball linebacker that didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. I'm okay with him overpaying for Styles. Zion Young at the top of 2, though. There you go, Zion Young. Yeah, but if an Ohio State defender falls to Dallas at 12, that will be a nightmare. That's a nightmare draft scenario. But Titans up. Honestly, it's tricky, this pick. I'm not looking at Jeremiah Love. I just went on that whole spiel. I'm looking at 2 names, David Bailey and Sonny Styles. And frankly, I again, what should they do? I thought the Cardinals should have taken David Bailey. I think the Titans should take David Bailey, but I don't think they're going to. I think at pick 4, the Tennessee Titans select Sonny Styles and take him from the Giants. And you know what? I'm not losing sleep over it. I think Sonny Styles is going to be a great player, but I don't think he's this blue chip can't miss that everyone's been talking about. Ty Simpson. Yeah, there you go. Please check out my mock draft. I will, Otis. I'm doing this one. I think the Titans main O lines needs their interior. Do they need tackle though? Because if not, they wouldn't take a guy at 4. I feel like the tackle is definitely not like a sure thing. I think left tackle specifically. Who is their left tackle? Is it Skoronski? I think it's Peter Skoronski. Or no, Skoronski's guard. Let's look this up. The Titans left tackle. Like, it's not JC Latham, it's Dan Moore. Yeah. So again, it's not, I guess it's not like a hole, but it's something to consider addressing. Especially considering, you know, Cam Ward definitely held onto the ball a lot this season. It would help him out a lot with some offensive line. Also, running back is not I just don't think running back's much of a needle mover. It'll help Cam Ward. Like any offensive pick will help Cam Ward's development. But I think the Titans, Bob Saleh namely, are going to fall in love with Sonny Styles, or already have, I guess. One of the things that stood out to me with Sonny Styles in this process is how everyone talks about he's just a great speaker, right? He's a good leader. He's a CEO up here. He's just really fucking smart, man. And that I think some team is going to see that. Some teams just love a good interview, rightfully so, and take him in the top 5. And more, is their left tackle? He's not bad. He's not bad, but I mean, I'm just saying they could address. They could address. And obviously, yeah, guard could probably, like right guard specifically, could probably be addressed as well. But you're right. They wouldn't take a right guard at 4. That'd be crazy. So maybe that makes more sense. But then again, that, you know, and especially if Maui Noah's not there, I don't think they're going to take Fano at 4. That'd be funny if we had Maui Noah and then Fano go at 4. Cam Ward held on the ball a lot. Sounds like he had a lot of time in the pocket. Sounds like wide receiver not getting open is a problem. I mean, that too. You could say scheming. You could say wide receivers not getting open. You could say it all. Carnell Tate shouldn't be off the board, or Carnell Tate shouldn't be. He should be looked at, I guess, if you're the Titans, but I don't think they will. I just don't see it. Love his receiving ability, so I think the idea behind Love at 4 is just to help build confidence, give him some more easy plays. It makes sense. It makes sense. My angle is not that Jeremiah Love is going to be bad or that it doesn't make sense specifically. What I'm saying is it just doesn't feel like the teams that are supposedly like fawning over Jeremiah Love really seem that interested. That's what I'm getting at. It feels like these 3 teams, Cardinals, Titans, Giants, are just trying to push someone to trade up. That's just how it feels. Titans trading with Vikings. Woof. That'd be wild. They really just need a guard. They can get Basantis in round 2. I guess. Hopefully they don't. I apologize, Steven. The first 11 teams passed on Ohio State defenders and felt the Cowboys. I'm terribly sorry. Apologizing already. With the 5th pick, the New York Giants are on the clock. And I'm not even going to build this up too much. I said it on the Red Dead stream. I'm all in on Caleb Downs at 5. I feel like that makes the most sense. I have flip-flopped so much in this process. Sometimes it's Caleb Downs, sometimes it's pass rusher, sometimes it's Sonny Styles, sometimes it's even receiver. But I'm landing on Caleb Downs. And namely, your defense gets better immediately. No question about it. Your defense gets considerably better with Caleb Downs there. With Sonny Styles as well, that would be great. If the Giants could double stack them, that would be perfect. But I'm not going to bank on that scenario. Doesn't feel very realistic. Caleb Downs wearing blue. That's a fun thought. David Bailey's still on the board. And this is where I'm starting to look at trades here. Because the Browns are a team that have a ton of draft capital. And they could move down. The problem is, if they do, they're not going to get their pick of wide receivers. And I think that's what they'll do here at number 6. So if they really love Carnell Tate and they move down to 8 or 9, that's setting up the Commanders to potentially take a guy like Carnell Tate. So we'll see. Right now, because I have to make the pick. Dan Moore's 27. Why would they take a tackle on the waiting? I don't think he's injury prone either. All right. All right. Let me take a step back on this Dan Moore conversation. Dan Moore is not bad. I'm not saying Dan Moore is bad. I'd be lying if I said I had a full profile and analysis of Dan Moore. Didn't watch a ton of didn't watch closely a lot of Titans games this year, I should say. That being said, from what I know about the Titans offensive line and Dan Moore namely, it's that he could be replaced and it would be an upgrade. They're not going to, because I don't think there's a strong enough left tackle in this class, but I understand what you're saying. Dan Moore is a solid option to have right now. But people think the Giants should take a right tackle, and they have a Luminor, so who knows? What are your thoughts on Airhead sour gummies? Not a gummy guy, but Airheads. I thought it was Skittles. I haven't had Airhead sour gummies. Those sound pretty good. And yes, J.C. Latham's the right tackle. Yeah. Wish could have got picked next year for Texas, but I guess you can't be mad getting a top 10 pick. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked a 3rd, but. From the sounds of it, the Bengals weren't budging on this 10 pick, even though the Giants tried to negotiate it as much as they could. Monroe Freeling at 4 runs to the podium. See, there you go. Simple. Taking a tackle for insurance ain't the worst idea. There you go. Maybe. Yeah, Monroe Freeling. Caden Proctor. Pack your shit. You're going to Tennessee. Number 6 pick. Cleveland Browns. Carnell Tate. Not going to overthink it. It's one of those things... people started mocking it a few weeks ago. Browns get Carnell Tate. Just made sense. Just feels good. Ohio State wide receiver. Staying in Ohio. Makes a lot of sense. I like the fit a lot. Address that wide receiver spot. Now, the Commanders are an interesting one. Commanders are in an interesting spot. I don't think Jordan Tyson here at 7 is far-fetched. I think this is probably Jordan Tyson's ceiling. I don't think the Giants are going to take him at 5. So I think this is realistically, unless the Browns like Jordan Tyson more than Carnell Tate, which I guess is possible. But I'm not foreseeing it just from what we're hearing in mock circles. But yeah, the Commanders, they could go wide receiver. They could take Jeremiah Love here. They could take Dave Bailey. I think Ruben Bain is still a really strong option. It doesn't feel like he's going to getting a lot of love in this draft process, but I think Ruben Bain is a fun guy to have on your team. Is it realistic for Caden Proctor to play guard? I think so. At least that's what I've heard. I think so. And I think O-line's an option for Cleveland too. I just think if the board falls like this, they could take Fano and be really, be happy with it, and that wouldn't be the worst move. But I think they'll probably wait on tackle here. It's possible, but if they're going to sit here and take, Monroe Freeling or Fano at 6, when they could get their pick of wide receivers, I think they'll go receiver. Feels very Browns. Cleveland needs 6 offensive linemen to make sure any great Shador never sees any pressure. Well, the good thing about the Browns is they have like 100 picks. So if we go here, just picking a team. Yeah, 24, 39, 70, 107. Like they've got capital. I mean, this is not 100 picks. It's just a regular draft with an extra first and extra 5th. But yeah, they got picks to try and address the offensive line. So I don't doubt that they'll do that. I think honestly, the Browns maybe should go their first 3-4 picks on the offensive side of the ball. And I don't think anyone's going to fault them for it. So we'll see. Are there any great second round tackles? I feel like once you get out of the first round, the tackle class takes a pretty steep drop off. Yeah, I mean, where are my Caleb Tiernan fans at? Yeah, not a very stout tackle class once you get past the first round. Top of the morning. What's up? Oh wait, is that new? Oh, it just shut that again. I would agree. Cleveland with the new strat of no tight ends, 8 linemen every play. Yeah, it's a jumbo set. What are the Commanders gonna do? Caleb Downs also makes a lot of sense. Obviously, he's not on the board, but if he is there, I'm trading for Fan, and then yeah, there you go. Harold Fannin to wide receiver. Yeah, that would probably be better. Harold Fannin he's going to be a great fantasy option this year. I'm sure he's going to go high, but if he doesn't, Harold Fannin, remember the name. If the board falls like this for the Commanders, I wouldn't be shocked if someone wanted to move up. I'm looking at Miami. I'm looking at Dallas. Hell, even the Jets. If the Jets go from 16 to 7, that would be nice. And you know what? I don't think it's the craziest thing. Of course, the Jets already got Arvell Reese, so I wouldn't anticipate them moving up for David Bailey also. That would be really funny, though. Imagine that. It wouldn't be impossible. The Jets have the draft capital to go from 16 to 7 and take David Bailey and Arvell Reese. Not going to have that happen. This is a very serious mock. There's no fun to be had here. I just feel like if David Bailey's sitting there, along with Ruben Bain, someone's going to want to move up. And that's why I have the Chiefs moving up. I have the Chiefs moving up 2 spots. I want to do a trade, frankly. I want to do a trade. I planned this out last night a little differently, but I want to do a trade. It's been too long. So the Chiefs go up because the Commanders need the picks. The Commanders don't have a 2nd round pick or a 3rd round pick from how it looks. Yeah. No, they have a 3rd. They just don't have a 2nd round pick, which is brutal. They're the Commanders. They have needs. So going from 9 to 7, it's not going to take a ton. I think 74 should do it, and then maybe send like a 7th back just for, formality's sake. Yeah, there it is. 9 and 74 for pick 7, and Washington 7 or 7th round pick next year. The Chiefs go up and they grab David Bailey. Hair on my tongue. Who let the Chiefs get David Bailey? I did. Am I cooking though? Kind of. I mean, any Harold Fannin mention will get my attention. Fannin, Bowers, McBride last year definitely cook. Yeah, that's a good tight end room. Imagine that group in Dynasty. Fano was such a great fantasy option. Yeah, man, especially in PPR. Oh, man. See, now we're talking fantasy. Once fantasy season comes around, I'll feel a lot more intelligent. I think this draft process has really exposed how little I know about, you know, big picture NFL stuff. Once we get to fantasy, I can, you know, make a lot more nonsense takes, not really be held accountable. Yes, I mentioned. Yeah. David Bailey was the pick. So now the Saints are sitting there at 8. Again, before free agency, Jeremiah Love would have made a lot of sense. Now, not so certain. Now I don't know. So if I'm the Saints and I'm looking at this board specifically, Jeremiah Love and Ruben Bain, Mansour Delane also. Mansour Delane definitely could get some looks here. I would not be shocked if the LSU corner stayed in state. But in this scenario, you know what? I wrote down Ruben Bain, but I like corner here. I like corner. I don't know why, but it just makes sense. The Saints need a corner. They do. And realistically, they could go edge. They like the thing with Ruben Bain that makes him so difficult that we all know is the arms. Teams could not even have him on their board because he's in the 1 percentile of arm length, or they could think Ruben Bain's awesome because Ruben Bain is awesome. Like Ruben Bain is great. There are GMs that I've heard analysts talk about that say Ruben Bain's going to be a great player, but the arms are going to hold him back. Like he's fun to watch, but it's not going to work. So I don't know if the Saints are ready to take that dip. Whereas Mansour Delane's right there. Corner makes a ton of sense for the Saints. And I don't know how the scheming of it all fits. We'll figure that out later. You get your guy, Mansour Delane. And now the Commanders have a very interesting proposition. The Commanders could go a couple ways here, as we know. Jeremiah Love is sitting there. Jordan Tyson is also an enticing option. And honestly, I feel like if the board shook out like this, because now that I've flipped it all up with Mansour Delane, got to toss my notes. I do think Jordan Tyson's really in play for Washington, especially if they net an extra pick. That's why moving down to 9 works, because they're still ahead of the Giants. But Ruben Bain's there, that's not a bad take. And Jeremiah Love in Washington would be a lot of fun. With the 9th pick, the Washington Commanders are doing something that I probably wouldn't be happy come September, come October, that they did. Make their team better right now today. The Commanders are diluted enough, especially with an extra pick, to think that they're running back away. They addressed edge in free agency. They addressed a couple other needs in free agency as well. I don't think they're going to take Tyson. I think it's a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen. With the 9th pick, show me Jeremiah Love. The Commanders get Jeremiah Love and move down, and I think that works out perfectly. Now, if Jeremiah Love falls to 10, and I don't think it's close to impossible. My original plan was to have him fall to 10 in this mock. If he falls to 10, will the Giants take him? God, I hope not. Boy, I hope not. Oh, I just threw a donation. There it is. Donation screen. Ty Simpson to the Vikings. Whoops. Thanks for the 2, John. Shit, everyone has arms. Am I supposed to draft someone with 1 arm? Yeah, he has 2 arms, and that's a problem. Olave is saying, I think the Saints go wide receiver. That room is nothing without Olave. Yeah, no, that's the thing. They could go wide receiver. That would make a lot of sense. But I don't know. I'm not feeling it. With Carnell Tate and Mansour Delane, I kind of like just pairing players to the state they went to college. I don't know. It's fun to me. I think that makes more sense. Preferably no arms. So a pass rusher with no arms would be really bad, obviously. But it'd be an interesting experiment. Giants at 10. Couple things here. Offensive line is still very much in play. Fano, Venga, still here. Hell, Caden Proctor, if you want. Caden McDonald, but I don't think that's going to be the pick. I think Ruben Bain's interesting here. I don't think the Giants would take him, but he's interesting. He could probably play defensive tackle. I won't do it, but he could. Jamal McCoy is not going to be the pick. Now, a lot of people are saying Tyson. I don't think that's impossible. I really do think Jordan Tyson is getting some well-warranted smoke. However, couple top 30 visits that no one talks about from the Giants. Mekhi Lemon and Spencer Fano. Francis Mauigoa didn't make the trip. But Spencer Fano was, I think, the Giants' top offensive lineman that came in. Him and I want to say, was it Monroe Freeling that also did a top 30 visit? It was a weird group of guys. And Mekhi Lemon also did a top 30 visit, so we'll see. But the Giants have done their research. They could be in on either of those guys, and it's not worth just assuming they can't take them. So I'm between Fano and Tyson. And in this scenario, even though I have been pounding the table against him for most of draft season, we've turned the tide lately. And I think at the 10th pick, the Giants go Spencer Fano and don't even worry about offensive line. And Ruben Bain falls out of the top 10. Yeah, that almost never happens though. Honolulu, the draft's not a Disney movie. Wait, what never happens? Wait, what did I say? Wait, what almost never happens? I like to think that, the state thing. What do you almost never happens? That happens sometimes. Travis Hunter last year, he didn't go to school in Florida, but he's from Florida. There you go. That counts, I guess. I don't know, man. It's a fun idea. But I do stand by this. I do stand by this. This is not a bit. Come tomorrow, I'm going to be going to this mock as like the truth. With the 11th pick, this is scary because we're getting to Ruben Bain could fall to Dallas territory, and that would be an absolute disaster. We're sitting here at 11. There's a team that's been competing for a title. We're back to picks that I made. There's a team competing for a title that had a lackluster close to last season that probably could use to make a splash. That probably could need a splash. Dare I say, a cannonball splash. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers moving up to their Florida counterparts. What do we got here? Moving up with their Florida counterparts. Let's go 11, 15, and to hell with it. Ah, man. The Dolphins have an extra first. Let's go 77. I think that's it. Let's go 77, send back 155, and the Dolphins move down and net an extra pick. I don't know what the compensation will look like. Don't hold me to that. Mets have lost 12 straight games, so I love it. Wait, are the Yankees still struggling? Because New York baseball is not in a good spot, if that's the case. Hutch went to Michigan, got drafted by Detroit this last night. I think that's a good one. That's a good one. What's up, Muhammad? Good morning. Happy draft eve. I feel like that happens every year. Yeah, I feel like that happens. Yeah, I do too. Jalen Walker from UGA. There you go. That's another one. Yeah, there are times. What other time has this happened? It's easier with Florida and California. It's bigger states. Texas, I guess, as well. There's Kenny Pickett. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Kenny Pickett says that it usually just happens later on. Seems just throwing darts at that point. Yeah, it's like, we saw him locally. It was easy. So, yeah, we'll draft him. Why not? Also, Celtics lost last night, in case you guys forgot. Welcome, Muhammad. Anyway, Bucks move up and take Ruben Bain. Which, by the way, if Tampa moved up, whatever the compensation would be, as long as they're not trading a first rounder next year, which now that I think about it, a second rounder next year probably makes more sense than a third this year, but whatever. Tampa moving up to take Ruben Bain, like it, I love it. They address pass rusher, they keep Ruben Bain in Florida, and the Dolphins help him do it. So just a Florida trade overall. I think that's fun. We're doing it again. I guess they're one seed in the AL, but the AL sucks. All right, so it doesn't even count. Nice. VJ dropped 30 last night. VJ's got a funny jump shot. The Celtics were really letting him shoot, and he was hitting it sometimes. Other times he was not. But all in all, 30 points, a dub in Boston. Good game. Not winning a World Series means the Yankees are struggling, so yes, we are. There you go. Yep, the standard. Cowboys, pick 12. Who's it going to be? Dallas is so tough. Especially if the board falls like this. This would be, I would argue, a nightmare scenario for Dallas. Because pretty much everyone, I could see them. It feels like the Cowboys are desperately trying to trade up. So by having, I'm scratching my head here. Because if the Cowboys are trying to move up, they would want like a, blue chip exciting talent. But in this scenario, there's none left, in my opinion. I think once you get out of this top 11, there's a pretty big drop off. I mean, the Cowboys could get Jordan Tyson. I heard that was actually an option, believe it or not. Cowboys are looking at Jordan Tyson. I don't think it's going to happen, obviously, but it could. It could. Tackle's not going to be a thing. CJ Allen feels a little high. Are they going to take Thieneman? I don't think they're going to take Thieneman. Dallas isn't going to take a safety at 12. This is really tricky. Jermod McCoy is going to fall out of the top 15, probably top 20. Damn, Dallas is tough. This is the one. This is the one. I'm stumped. I'm stumped. And normally when I'm stumped, I have them trade out. But I don't think Dallas is going to trade down with 12 and 20 here. Nightmare scenario, honestly. Nightmarish scenario for Dallas. They grab Thieneman here. They could. They could. I just don't think they're going to take a safety. Again, I prepared for this, but now that I'm looking at it, I just don't. I don't know. I think I know now, actually. Dallas got like one of the best knee specialists in the world working for him. They still might take McCoy. But I think if they're going to take McCoy, they'll take him at 20. So if we look at linebackers, we got CJ Allen, Jacob Rodriguez, which, by the way, another hot take. I think Jacob Rodriguez is for sure going to be a first-round pick. If he's not, I would like the Giants to get him in round 2. You get Caleb Downs and J-Rod, your defense gets considerably better, but I've talked about that already. I don't think CJ Allen's out of play here. Yeah, I don't think CJ Allen's out of play. I don't think Thieneman's completely out of play, but I don't see Dallas taking a safety. I just don't. Unless it's Caleb Downs, I don't see Dallas taking a safety. I'm going to be honest with you. If the board falls like this, I think Dallas is just going to throw their hands up and take up impact pass rusher that they know they'll get day one reps from. In Akeem Mesidor. There it is. Normally give him to Tampa. We'll give him to Dallas now at 12. They probably could have waited till 20. But I think at 20 will be Jermod territory. I think they'll wait on him now that all that injury smoke has popped up. Are the Yankees the Cowboys of baseball? No, I thought they've always been the Cowboys of baseball. Rams up. Now it's a little bit easier. Now it's a little bit easier. The Rams, the board actually fell pretty well for the Rams. I could see Jermod McCoy if they wanted to. Of course, they addressed corner very, very well this offseason, but I just, it's not impossible. But I do think it'll be between these three. Mekhi Lemon, Jordan Tyson, and Monroe Freeling. Just depends on what angle they want to take. And I think in this scenario, with Jordan Tyson there, they run the pick in. I think the Rams aren't going to overthink it, especially with Puka Nacua doing his thing. Rams have never been one to shy away from injury concerns. And I think Jordan Tyson will be a great fit on that team. NFL, watch out. I like Thieneman to Dallas. I don't hate it either. But it just doesn't feel like a move they'd make. We're closer to the Steelers and the Cowboys. Okay, all right. Okay. I like that. I like that. Baseball comp. Isn't the guy doing McCoy's injury also Dallas' injury team doctor? I felt like I heard that, the surgery. Yeah, I felt like I heard that, but I mean, maybe. It's a good guess. Shoot, I'm not really plugged in with doctors. I feel like that's true. I don't think you'd make that up, John. 14, Ravens. Not going to overthink it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but we're sinking with the ship. Venga, 14 to the Ravens. Now the Dolphins, after trading down to 15, got options. Once again, they could go wide receiver. They could go anywhere, honestly. Another kind of tricky spot, just because, again, they could go anywhere. I do think if the board falls like this, though, they're sitting there at 15. Not a ton of defensive talent left on the board. I mean, you could go Keldrick Falk if you wanted to. Caden McDonald. But just not as Zion Young, CJ Allen. Just not a lot of defensive talent left on the board. A lot of defenders went early in this mock. So we already got Mesidor off the board. I think if it went like this would screw over the Jets. But Mekhi Lemon is a Dolphin. I think Mekhi Lemon, while he's not that Packers mold quite like receiver, he's not quite Jaden Reed. He's not quite Dontavion Wicks, who's not even a Packer anymore. But I do kind of weirdly like the fit. I feel like Mekhi Lemon's the kind of wide receiver that you can have on your offense just as is and be good. Kind of like how the Giants had with Wandale last year. And the Giants were not good. Let's let me calm down for a second there. But with Mekhi Lemon, I feel like he can kind of carry that wide receiver room, even if it's just for a year, and give Malik Willis at least someone to throw to. And all of a sudden, that offense goes from bad to Mekhi Lemon, Devon Achane, maybe Darren Waller on the comeback. Who knows? Malik Willis. It's not the worst. It's definitely not the best. But you're also snatching Mekhi Lemon from the Jets, which I think is kind of funny if you're the Dolphins. What I miss here? 37. Can I be honest? I'm starting to like DT at 37 less and less. The DT taps is so crazy in this class. But we don't have a third. So how can we take Big Citrus? The over on Messer was like 22.5. That feels like an easy under. I like that a lot. I think teams will fall in love with Akeem Mesidor. I think. I'm pretty confident in that. Just because, again, he has really good tape. He's a really good football player. And if you're a team like Tampa, who cares how good he is in 3 years? Who cares that he's 25 right now? You need an impact player that will go in and compete. Of course, Tampa takes Ruben Bain in this muck, but I could see Dallas doing it. I could see Tampa doing it. I could see Miami, the Jets. Akeem Mesidor, I think under 20.5 or 22.5 is really good value. I'm a fan. Here's not going to send to the playoffs with Ohtani and Yamamoto on the mound. I mean, who knows? I hear the Braves are red hot. That's nice. Sunday Night Baseball. Jets, JETS. I wish I could move this board around, but if it falls like this, I don't know why, but in doing all these mocks this season, wait, why did the music stop? Oh shoot, hold on. Sweet, okay. My bad. Anyways, through all this, there's a name. There are two names two names. There's a player and a team that I just have liked the fit, and I don't like it as much right now because I just gave Mekhi Lemon to the Dolphins. I don't like double stacking positions. It just feels weird. That being said, the Jets have a lot of needs. I don't think Jermon McCoy is completely out of play here, but I could see them not doing it. Colton Hood, perhaps. But if they stay on the offensive side of the ball, Omar Cooper's a real popular name. We just saw Denzel Boston, I think. But if the board falls like this, I don't know, man. Because I was going to give him Casey Concepcion. But now that I'm looking, and now that I'm thinking after Peter Schrager put Casey on the Panthers, I kind of want to root for that instead. Because that would be a really fun fit. Casey on the Panthers would be great. But I feel like Casey's going to be the fourth wide receiver off the board. I don't know why. I like Omar Cooper more. But it just kind of feels like his skill set, his ability to separate, his ceiling, although he is tiny, his ceiling is enough to attract at least some teams. He's kind of like Akeem Mesidor in that way. Not as much where his ceiling's attracting teams, but in a way where I feel like GMs can easily fall in love with his tape and his skill set. Caden Proctor could be the pick here. For the Jets, it could be. It could be. He has a little too much hate. I like his tape. It could be Caden Proctor. I don't think it's out of bounds, but I don't think it's like a run the pick in kind of scenario. We're about to get a big run on tackles as well. But damn, this sucks. I was going to give him KC. Now I'm not so sure. I feel like receiver makes too much sense to not go. But then again, the Jets have a lot of picks. The Jets have 2 second-round picks as well. And I think if there's a time to get a wide receiver in the second round, I love Chris Bell. Chris Brass is a great one. A lot of options. Jeremy Bernard is a really good option to have for a young quarterback. I don't think it's a done deal for certainty that they go wide receiver here. I thought this was going to be easier, man. Again, I prepared this, but I just don't like Concepcion here. Take Thieneman. I was going to go Thieneman to the Vikings, though. Maybe the Jets move down again. This is the thing. Jets, they love a single high safety. That's true. They do love a single high safety. What's up, fellas? I don't know how people focus between the hours of 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. What's up, Stoner Cat? Happy Draft Eve. We're figuring out what the Jets are going to do. I like Jermod McCoy. I think he should be considered here, but If the injury smoke is real, it's not going to happen. All right. I'm sticking with my pick. I'm going KC. Sticking with it. Gotta stick to your guns sometimes. If it's KC, I'm gonna be happy. Ty Simpson for the Vikings. Man, I want to give a serious pick for the Vikings. They're not gonna take Ty Simpson. Going KC. You can't make your draft try to fit perfect. Give him Thieneman. But I don't think that's gonna go though. I don't think the Jets are gonna take him. I think the Jets know what the Jets are gonna do. That's a good point. I do like the mocking for the Lions here, though. Monroe Freeling's a slam dunk. He feels like a Lion, tough, athletic, mean. Welcome to the Motor City, Monroe Freeling. I like that fit a lot. And now it's all lining up. Because again, Thieneman to the Vikings is just too good of a fit. I'm sorry, it's too good of a fit. I think the Jets have too many needs to go safety at 16. Not that Thieneman's not a great prospect. I think, you know, automatically plug and play, get a safety. I'll tell you, I messed around with a couple scenarios. I don't want to say I wouldn't be shocked, because I would be shocked, but I want to call it now. I have a weird feeling the Vikings could trade up. And what I was originally going to do in this mock was have Jeremiah Love fall out of the top 10 and consider the Vikings moving up, because they're one of the few teams that actively need and should, you know, roster a running back. And Jeremiah Love on Minnesota would be insane. So, I mean, imagine Jeremiah Love and Hall of Fame quarterback Kyler Murray, the way everyone's talking about him. So, you know, that could happen. But in this mock, it doesn't. They don't have too many needs to take KC at 16. But wide receiver is different, though. A team can wrap their head around a wide receiver, though. The Jets can take KC Concepcion. Like, the Jets can take KC and think, all right, we're good for this year at receiver. The Jets take Dylan Thieneman. They still have a ton of, like, I don't feel like it's a big needle mover in the secondary. Great player. I feel like it sounds like I'm hating on him. Anthony. Hey, Anthony. Anthony Manzano, what's up? We're doing our final lock it in mock draft, and with the 19th pick, the Carolina Panthers are going Kenyon Sadiq. We've been mocking it a lot. I just like it too much. I like it too much, you know. And the Panthers, if somehow some way Jordan Tyson falls to around this pick, that would also be a home run. But I feel like the Panthers are going to get a weapon. They obviously could go tackle as well, but I think Kenyon Sadiq or Jordan Tyson are one of the players the Panthers will leave with, and that will be a good mock overall. 20, like we talked about earlier with Dallas, they could use a corner. If Jermon McCoy doesn't continue to fall, this could be it. I'm going to trust you guys on this one. Knee specialists everywhere else be damned. Jermon McCoy's a Cowboy. Jeremiah Love going to look fancy in the backfield's chaos. He calls 50th pass in a row. Him and Aaron Jones, though, that's a two-headed monster. Come on. Defensive coordinators are losing sleep in that scenario. The Panthers could jump the Jets and Vikings for DT. That's another fit. That is another good fit. That's true. And we're definitely going to get some defensive tackles coming off the board soon in Cade McDonald and Peter Woods, I guess. Peter Woods is so interesting, but in due time, because the Steelers are up and they're taking Ty Simpson. I'm kidding. I don't think the Steelers are going to go quarterback. That'd be funny. If the Steelers went up and took Ty Simpson, I don't think it would be an F pick, but it wouldn't be the best thing. That would make zero sense for the Dolphins because of his size. The Dolphins are moving away from receivers. The size would likely draft more Boston, Lance, or Hurst. Well, I don't think they're going to take Lance or Hurst in round one. I hear what you're saying with Mekhi Lemon, though. That's a fair argument. If the Dolphins want to go size, then yeah, Denzel Boston would work a lot. I just feel like I said, Mekhi Lemon I think is enough as a prospect, just as, you know, a route runner and a separator, to be that number one, even in a, like, probably in a bad offense, but to be that number one. And I think that's why it makes sense. Wait. Yeah. That's why it makes sense. Yes. As a separator, as a route runner, as just a guy who go after the ball, Mekhi Lemon probably won't be bad. And I think that's all the Dolphins need right now. A player that won't be bad, especially if you're moving down in this scenario. They could have sat and taken Ruben Bain, by the way. I don't think that would have been a crazy pick either. I almost did that. I almost had them stick and pick Ruben Bain. But I like the idea of Miami netting an extra pick and Tampa going for it. Feels like a lot of teams are just going for it this year. Steelers are not one of those teams. I like offensive line a lot here. I saw somewhere, who is their left tackle? Broderick Jones. Broderick Jones did not have a strong year last year. Did not have a strong campaign. Troy Fatanu's still there. We'll see what position he lands on. But I imagine he's going to play on the right side. I think the left tackle is the open spot for the Steelers. Let me double check to make sure, but I'm pretty sure left tackle is the open spot where they need help. Yeah, it's Broderick Jones. Yeah, Troy Fatanu plays on the right side. Yeah, okay. I want to make sure. It's Fatanu, not Fatnu, right? Either way. I'm a Dolphins fan. That's what I'm saying. No, I can tell. And I appreciate your opinion. Obviously, you're going to have a better insight on the Dolphins draft pick than I am. I think they would likely draft an offensive line with their first pick over receiver with the history of where Sullivan's coming from. They never draft receivers in the first round. That's a fair point. That's probably a fair point. I hadn't considered that. That's probably a fair point. This mock may be a disaster now. That's a fair point. I think Mekhi Lemon's a good enough prospect, though, where if you take him at 15, you can live with that. Regardless of values, positional value be damned. And especially like offensive line, not a ton of options there. I mean, obviously tackle would work. Freeling or maybe Lomu. But Mekhi Lemon, that's a draft fall for sure. At 15, and taking him from the Jets, who, by the way, if Lemon gets to 16, the Jets run that pick in. I feel like it's a win-win for the Dolphins. They get a weapon, they get to screw the Jets, and they don't have to force it with offensive linemen. By the way, I blame this stream for all the Boys Euphoria Invincible shorts not showing up on my YouTube feed. Well, Invincible's done, so you don't have to worry about that. As my Packer said, there's a first for everything. Yeah, you see? You never know what a Packers GM will do. Learning under Brian Gutekunst is a wild thing to do. I would love to do it, but I'm sure it's a wild way to live. Steelers go Caleb Lomu, by the way. My bad. I waited on this pick. But yeah, I'm fired up. The boys is whatever. Invincible. I mean, Euphoria is whatever. But I did watch the new Invincible episode. And I'm not going to talk about it because it came out last night. But check it out if you haven't already. We'll be talking about it on draft night. I like Monroe with that 15th pick. Based on his tape, I see more as a right tackle in the NFL than a left, even though he played at Georgia. Because he plays left, he doesn't really have that athleticism or constant foot play to justify being an elite left tackle in the NFL. Huh. That's interesting. I think he definitely has the athleticism. That's been a big thing with Monroe Freeling's just athletic profile. Like, I think that's the whole draw with Monroe Freeling. It's that him and Lomu, I should say, are the left tackles of this class. Will they be able to play it at a high level? That time will tell. But I think both of them, that's probably the goal when you're taking them. Lions are weird because Penei Sewell is moving from right to left, supposedly. So I guess in this scenario, if Monroe Freeling goes to the Lions, he might play on the right side. So you might end up being right still. But I don't know. I haven't seen Monroe Freeling to the Dolphins a lot. I don't think that's a bad fit. I just don't know if the Dolphins are going to go trenches this time around. They could, but I think they're going to go secondary receiver, just a fast skill player. Great episode. That's all I'll say. For Invincible, I like it. Yeah, me too. It's really even comfortable moving to right tackle. That does matter. Yeah, you see, it does matter. You can't just move people around willy-nilly without asking them first. I agree. Chargers are up, by the way. Would it be a reach for the Dolphins to take Blake Miller at 15, being that he's an actual right tackle? A reach? That's funny you bring that up, because I think once you get past 15, 16, I don't think there is a reach in this draft. I think you guys get what I'm saying here. It's like, man, at 22, would you freak out if the Chargers took Zion Young? Like, it wouldn't be or CJ Allen, guys that are further down this board. EMW, like, obviously this PFSN board is whatever. Everyone's gonna have a different board, but that's what I mean. Like, I don't think there's gonna be a stern reach. So if Blake Miller is their guy, I don't think it might not be the most exciting pick. Some idiots on Twitter might be like, who is Blake Miller? But I don't know if it'll be deemed a reach, so to speak. I think teams are going to have their boards, and I think teams' boards are going to be very different this year. I saw Dallas posted a picture of their board. They had this guy it's like McCringleberry or someone on their mock. I didn't see. But yeah, so everyone's got a different mock, basically. I haven't even heard of that guy. So everyone's got a different mock. Blake Miller would be fun. Blake Miller took a funny headshot, dude. He's a funny looking offensive lineman. Isn't a reach at all a safe pick. Lions will 1000% trade with the Panthers so they can take Thieneman in to screw us. Good thing we're getting Ty Simpson instead. Good thing. Blake's a solid day one starter. Miller and Lim were the two guys outside of the top 12 that if you need a day one starter, those are your guys. Yeah, I like that. I agree. If here goes in the 20 range, that would be a big surprise. I guess, yeah, that would be a reach. Hagel McCringleberry. Yes, that was the guy. Yeah, I guess the Cowboys are looking at him. I saw he was on their board. I think the Chargers would likely draft McNeil Warren over CJ Allen. If they go linebacker, I would draft Anthony Hill or Jacob Rodriguez over Allen. Really? I like J-Rod. Anthony Hill's an interesting prospect. Anthony Hill could sneak into the first round, which would be interesting. Again, not a reach, but it would definitely be a little bit of a surprise. I don't hate that, though. I've actually mocked EMW to them before. Not what I was going to do here, but I like the idea there. I think the Chargers addressing safety would be a lot of fun. And that's what elite teams do. You can't have a bad safety and win in the current NFL. Hunna, dude. What? Blake's here. Hey. Chargers, though. If they're picking at 22, which they are, I'm going Keldrick Falk. That's Key and Peel sketch. That's from a Key and Peel sketch. But no, I saw it, though. I saw their board. It said Hingle McCringleberry. What skit are you talking about? I saw on their board, like it. I know it's a weird name, yeah, but like it's a real person. Your flag football name, Hunna should be Hunna McCringleberry and see who gets it, lol. If I get a flag football shirt printed out again, it's not gonna say always open, that's for sure, or whatever. I think Jacob or Anthony Hill's a better stylistic matchup for the Chargers over CJ. I'm gonna agree with you there. I'm not gonna pretend like I know why I'm agreeing, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna take it, Anthony. I'm gonna go with it. I'd be lying if I said I had the Chargers scheme down in my head, especially with all the coaching changes. Feels like they made. But hey, J-Rod would probably be a first round pick. We'll see where CJ Allen goes. CJ Allen could fall out of the first round. Wouldn't be unheard of. One of the flag football moms guessed that might be a way. That could be it. It could be it. I can't tell if Hunter's doing a bit or not. That worries me. You'll never know. You'll never know. I'll never tell. Am I doing a bit or not? Hingle McCringleberry with the first pick of the 2026 NFL draft. The Cowboys take Hingle McCringleberry. She did a straight run defender. I think the Chargers want someone a little more balanced. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, you can say the same about Keldrick Falk, but I think the Chargers want edge help specifically. That kid's Peel sketch right now. This is an emergency. Emmanuel McNeil Warren is an Eagles pickup. I've seen the skit. All right, I'll stop. I've seen the skit. I said I'll never tell. It's a minute later. I told. I've seen the skit. I did see a photoshopped. I hope it's photoshopped and not AI picture of Jerry Jones like holding a draft board, and it's like, oh, Cowboys are so stupid they leaked their draft board. And then I clicked on the picture and zoomed in, and it said Hingle McCringleberry, and I'm like, oh, it's fake. I thought this was real. It's fake. Eagles. Caden Proctor's right there. Blake Miller's also right there. I think both these are good picks. I think one of these guys are going to be an Eagle. It's a tough call. I could really see it going either way. Obviously, Blake Miller is more of a tackle. Caden Proctor is a little more versatile, I feel like. Not that Caden Proctor can't play tackle, but I think it's more likely than not he'll get moved to guard. So if you're the Eagles, here's the decision I'm wrestling with. Caden Proctor might be better. He also could play guard if they want to plug him in somewhere this year. Maybe someone gets hurt. He also went to an SEC school. All of these things seem to matter to the Eagles. But based on their needs, based on what they specifically want, they'd have to move Blake Miller to right, which again, we'd have to make sure he's okay with that. But I think what makes the most sense for the Eagles is get Lane Johnson's successor early and now, instead of playing a season with a rookie offensive tackle and or no offensive tackle at all. You can always get the truth out of you, honey. Or you're like, pull it up. I'm like, I'm not going to interrupt this very holy mock to play a skit that I've seen. But see how long I could run with that. I think Ahana Church's pick for the Eagles. Haven't learned from Lane. He's the highest upside tackle left. That's also a good pick. Yeah, I should have included him as well. These are like the tackles are flying. So if you need a tackle, I'm going to give Cleveland one as well. They love Caden Proctor. They take him at 22. Maxey's not a bad pick there, but all the smoke is leading to Caden Proctor. Browns take him at 24. So now there's one tackle left. So again, it's probably only one or two teams that'll take a tackle, namely the Niners and Chiefs here, but they're falling, the Patriots as well, but they're going off the board, that's for sure. Bears. I'm surprised Caden McDonald is still here, but that's just the way it shook out. I could see Caden McDonald being heavily considered by the Chargers, but in this mock, that's not how it goes. Peter Woods could happen as well, but I like the fit more. Caden McDonald of the Bears. I'd be really surprised if Caden McDonald fell out of the first round. If he does, I hope the Giants landed him, or hope the Giants would land him, but it didn't happen here. I wouldn't be shocked if the Cowboys traded up into the top 10 of the draft. Jeremiah, I love that, because it'd be a Jerry pick because he wants a flashy piece. See, it's funny. I'm glad you brought that up, Anthony, because it's funny. We all kind of, I feel like, have that baked in thought that the Cowboys can do anything crazy because Jerry Jones is calling the shots. And the Micah Parsons trade was crazy. But he's not Al Davis. That's the thing. It kind of feels like we're lumping Jerry together with Al Davis, where it's like he'll fall in love with a draft prospect and just gotta have him. Typically, the Cowboys make pretty boring selections in a good way. They'll take a guard. They'll take a tackle. Like, the Cowboys will not have weak play in the trenches. They don't care if it's flashy. Jerry Jones really wanted Johnny Manziel. Cowboys didn't get Johnny Manziel. Jerry Jones has wanted a ton of players, and it feels like every year, like the big running back is mocked to Dallas since they took Zeke. But I feel like that's just a PR thing more so than Dallas actually going up and getting their guys like that. So I don't think Jeremiah Love is actually going to be a Cowboy. I don't think they're even looking at him. I think they want an Ohio State defender. In this scenario, they don't get one. I am back. Had to go to lunch. There's no service in the cafe. Welcome back, Dallas Crimson Tide. Hell yeah. The Bills are up. Ah, man. Bills are a fun one. Obviously, wide receiver still very much in play. Omar Cooper would be a score here. But I don't want to give the Bills a wide receiver. I just feel like that's boring. And it's overplayed at this point. It's way overplayed. If I'm the Bills, and I've been alluding to this for a lot of today, if I'm the Bills, I don't know why, but I want an impact player right now today. Someone that can get in there and mess some shit up. Show me Jacob Rodriguez to the Bills. I like it. Show me Jacob Rodriguez to the Bills. Christian Parker is selected on Thursday night. Christian Parker. Wait. TJ Parker? Who's Christian Parker? Colton Hood also makes sense. Colton Hood would have made sense for Buffalo as well. I think Colton Hood's a hell of a player. But he'll be going in these later picks. I like J-Rod there. I think if he's going to sneak into the first round, Buffalo's the first entry point. Niners are another team. Honestly, the Niners could go a couple of ways here. They could go Max. They could go Max. They could go Kristen Miller. Obviously, their needs fit pretty well with this board. Omar Cooper would be interesting too. A lot of fun options here for the Niners. You need to keep Pickens. I'm not sure why we don't have a deal done. Well, Jerry's cheap. That would be my guess. But yeah, man, Denzel Boston would have been fun here had they not grabbed Mike Evans. A lot of options here for our San Francisco 49ers. And now that Trent Williams is locked down, I mean, they could go Ihenekor. They could. Feels like a Bill. Omar Cooper does feel like a Bill. He does. I don't hate that pick. It very well could happen. I just don't want to give the Bills a wide receiver. What will replace War Room Wednesday post-draft? So post-draft, I was actually thinking about this. I'm glad you brought that up. So I was thinking about this. I don't know, man. For one, there's not going to be nearly as much to talk about. For another, I have a plan with War Room Wednesday, but what I'm trying to figure out is the timing of it. I'm trying to figure out the timing of these streams. Because a part of me is like, all right, we did the morning show thing. We tried it out. Should I go back to streaming at night for everyone to pop in and talk about sports? Especially because there's so many sports happening right now. There's basketball every night. There's baseball every night. Hockey. So I feel like after the draft, that's a prime time to just watch games and talk sports. Now, on a more segment-oriented basis, War Room Wednesday, I would like to replace it with still War Room Wednesday, but fixing teams, or specifically just kind of analyzing each individual team, kind of like how Brett Coleman does with bootleg football, just analyzing every team. or a division or something like that. Because we have definitely less than 32 weeks until the NFL starts up again. But maybe 2 teams a week, 3-4 teams a week, a division, something like that. Just something to keep the football train going. But there's so many good sports right now. I feel like watch-alongs are what we should keep doing. I prefer night. Yeah, Otis prefers night. Yeah, for the record, I prefer night too. But I figured, try the morning show. See what's good. Try and compete with ESPN and whatnot. But we'll see. So we'll try some stuff out going forward. Might switch back to night streams. Who knows? Still don't know what the Niners are going to pick. Gabe Jukas or Gabe Jackus? Gabe Lucas? That's a player, right? Gabe Jackus. There it is. I don't know a ton about old Gabe here. That's funny, man. Very well could be. It's possible. Shoot, man. Took a top 30 visit with the Chargers. Matches the Porter Gustin profile. Brian Arakpo comparison. That's a high praise. It's not where I'm going to go, but I like the pick. All I need is the Suns to win the next 4 games in a row. Akis. Okay. Gabe Akis. Nice. Good to know. Now I won't feel like a damn idiot on draft night. Projections for teams this upcoming season. Yeah. Draft grades. Those are both good ideas. I like it. Man. Maybe we could go Gabe Jackass. Yeah, maybe we could go Gabe Jackass. But you know what the one I've seen a lot is? It could be Gabe. You know what? I was going to go Zion Young, but why not? I don't know Gabe Jackass's story. We're going for it. I'll take it. Again, I planned something out for this, but, plans change. Texans are up, and the Texans are another fun one. This is also J-Rod territory. Could be CJ Allen territory. Could be Prignone. Could be Basantis. Hell, it could be Keelan Rutledge if you really want to get crazy. Could be defensive tackle. Could be Peter Woods. A lot of options here for the Texans. But you know where I'm going to go? It's going to break my heart because I want the Giants to get him in round 2. But with the 28th pick, I'm going Kristen Miller. I think the Texans, while Peter Woods is in play, I think the Texans, you can never have too many run stoppers. And you may as well run at that defense, steer into it. Offensive line's obviously a big need, but Texans can address that later. They have an extra 3rd-round pick. Thanks to us. Give Jackass a 2nd-round pick for sure. Again, I was going to go Zion Young, but I think we're splitting hairs there between Gabe and Zion Young. The Texans go McDonald or Woods. Well, McDonald's off the board. KD did this to himself, man. Yeah, KD did. Rockets suck. But, yeah, Kristen Miller. Yeah, there it is. I was like, wait, is there another Miller that I missed? Yeah. I think the Texans could go defensive line. O-line's an easy pick too, but in this case, we're going off defensive line. Another defensive line pick. Chiefs, who left this. Oh wait, they already took David Bailey. My bad. I forgot I did that. Chiefs going Dave Bailey. Couple of their options they could go. I think corner would make a ton of sense. I think tackle would make a ton of sense. But if Colton Hood's here, Avion Terrell's also worth a look. But if Colton Hood's here, is Amar Cooper still available? Oh God, Amar Cooper fell. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's go Amar Cooper. And the Chiefs with a phenomenal draft. Like an A+ draft for the Chiefs. David Bailey and Amar Cooper. Do you have to corner? Or does Colton Hood make sense here? I thought Colton Hood made a lot of sense. But with Amar Cooper right there, I mixed some things up. I forgot that Amar Cooper is on the board still. I think that makes a ton of sense. But Colton Miller would too. Makes sense to draft the corner. They just traded Trent McDuffie. Yeah. So I think corner's definitely in play for sure with either of their picks. Time will tell. Mansour Delana is up there, but just not the way it went this one. Draft Blake Miller here for my Dolphins. Is he on the board? I think Blake Miller went, no? Yeah, Blake Miller went 23. Blake Miller went 23. They could go Maxi Hennecore. But I feel like if Colton Hood's here, why'd you give the Chiefs a good draft? Look, good teams make good decisions. I'm trusting them. I feel like in this scenario, Dolphins go Colton Hood and don't look back. Makes sense. You address wide receiver and corner, like I was saying, just fast skill guys. There you go. Pats are interesting. They could go a couple of ways. It feels like offensive line is up there. Zion Young also makes sense. I kind of just want to get Zion Young off the board and move on. CJ Allen too. Chiefs aren't a good team. I mean, they've been pretty good the last few years. I think they wait for bigger corners in the boundary later, like 2 corners from Washington, draft McNeil Warren here. Oh man, that's a better pick. That's a better pick. That's a much better pick. I forgot that he was here because he fell on the board. You're right. Actually, we're gonna flip that. We're gonna McNeil Warren. You're right. I forgot that he was there. I feel like Maxi Hennecore is the pick. Zion Young's also worth a look, but honestly, there it is. And then because Colton Hood fell out of Miami's clutches, Chris Stoner, Katie's wildly overrated. Katie is good when he wants to be. Prysock Davis, yes. Takario Davis and Ephesians Prysock, 2 great names. And to round it out, I like the Seahawks filling the gap with their corner at pick 32, Colton Hood. Now, I'd imagine there will be a trade somewhere from 20 to 32. I didn't have that here because I don't even want to start projecting trades. Teams jumping in from the second round, teams moving around the back end of the first. There will probably be some movement here, but this is the mock we're going with. So let me all right, I'll just keep that. I'll put it on the stream later. But this is the mock. This is the definitive Hunnaball mock. We're gonna be trying for 100% this year. We've never done that before, but we're gonna be going for it. A lot of crazy stuff happened here, but you know, as is the NFL draft. The Seahawks trade out of 32 because they only have 4 picks. That's probably likely, but if Colton Hood's there, I don't think anyone's gonna be mad at them for sticking and picking. But I don't disagree. Seahawks are probably a trade down candidate along with Washington and other teams. Someone said new Mel Kiper mock dropped. I don't see it. A big board dropped. I do want to read the Graziano smoke. But before we do that, don't misread Nick's visit with defensive end Bailey. Okay, so it very well could still be David Bailey. That was another thing. The Jets canceled their top 30 with David Bailey, but again, the GM just came out and said that doesn't matter. Don't pay attention to that. So Dan Graziano is being told Arvo Reese is the pick. He's also not seemingly buying the Cardinals Jeremiah Love smoke. Yeah. What is the Giants' plan for their 2 picks? Let's find out. Yeah, you see, leading possibility is Utah tackle Spencer Fano or even Venge Wane. Either or. I'm just gonna try. This is one of those where I'm just gonna trust the Giants' offensive, like Giants front office. Either of those guys. Whether or not Maui Noah is there, we'll decide. But Maui Noah didn't take a visit, so I'm not sure. All right, enough of reading rumors. Are there any mocks worth checking out? First draft dropped a video today. Oh, okay, well. Oh, last minute mock. They all shoot, you're right. Well, if it's not an article, I can't read it. Will I check your mock? Yeah, I'll check it, Otis. Much like recent styles, the hype is getting way too much to the point where I'm seeing people act like they're getting generational talent like Lawrence Taylor and Derek Thomas. That's true, especially with Styles. Styles is just an athlete. Styles could be Isaiah Simmons. It sucks, but it's true. He could be. Where? Sideline stuff, right? Oh wait, no. It's where'd it be? Oh, I didn't see Otis made a month's tier list. That's funny. Hell yeah. Where is this? Oh, it's a link. These links never work. Oh, here we go. Okay. There you go. If you want to see your mock into the Discord, send a link. But yeah, here you go. This is what Otis, obvious friend of the channel, thinks Jeremiah Love going up at 4. That's fun. Yeah. What do the Vikings move? Can we see that? Okay. What did the Vikings move to go from 18 to 4 to take Jeremiah Love? Okay. I wouldn't be mad at Styles and Downs, obviously. Raiders go Mendoza, and Carnell Tate goes 11. Jermon McCoy going to Dallas. Mekhi Lemon to the Rams. This feels a little chalky. I like it, though. I like it. Chiefs moving up. This is a fun one. Casey Concepcion. Didn't know his first name was Kevin. All right. There you go. Cassius Howell. Forgot to mention him. He's someone that could definitely get into that first round. Malachi Lawrence sighting. There you go. Colton Hood. I like this. This is a good mock. Might be better than mine. This is good. Let's see what CBS has to say. Beat writer mock draft. I know this isn't CBS. Let's see what CBS has to say. Goes to the wrong website. But go up to see trades. Oh, shoot, you're right. 18 and next year first. That definitely won't do it. That won't move them 14 spots, but yeah, whatever. And 29 in a second to move 13 spots. That doesn't feel like enough either. But hey, I would argue that the Magic and the Dolphins are the best songs in the league, which are weird because they're both newish teams. The Dolphins have a song? What's the Dolphins song? He's blind. That's crazy. Moving up to 4 for a running back. Yeah, that would be nuts. What I was saying with CBS was that CBS is like a clown show and their mocks are stupid until they got the Michael Penix thing right. Now it's like anything could happen and CBS might just be early. I believe that's what's going to happen is my Dolphins are going to do a pick swap with the Cowboys. 30-20. We give them 30 in a 7th. Wait. 30-20. And 8chan's phone number 20 in their 3rd this year. That's a pretty detailed that's a pretty detailed trade idea. I like it. Listen to it. It's from the 1970s. It's well worth a listen. We get copywritten. I'll listen to it off stream and I'll text my thoughts into the Discord. I don't want to get copywritten again. Those old songs always get me. I had the Vikings trading more, but it wouldn't let me. I see. All right. Still though, 2 first-round picks to move up to take a running back is a lot. That's for sure. We're picking twice on Thursday. End of story. Agreed. Dallas is picking twice. Forget about it. Raiders taking Mendoza. Arvell Reese. Maui Noah. Makes a lot of sense. I like it. Dave Bailey going to the Titans also makes a lot of sense. Jeremiah Love, damn it. I don't think it's going to happen. I just lost a lot of love for this mock. Rams moving up to take Cardinal Tate. That would be fun. 1361 and a 5th. That's interesting compensation. But yeah, if the Browns want to move down, I think the Browns have enough capital to where they want to stick, but I don't think moving down's a bad move there. Commanders get Sonny Styles. I think in general, I don't think Jeff Hafley values corners as much as he does safeties because he runs his defense through the safety position, not corner. Oh, you're probably right. I liked the EMW switch. I think that made a lot more sense. EMW probably will go in the 1st round. He's a great prospect. Saints go or Jets. Jets move up. Pick 16, 44, and 140. Jets move up and grab Jordan Tyson. Boy, this would be a crazy draft. I don't know if I'd love it because then, a lot of talent off the board for the Giants' sake. But again, this mock, the Giants to land Jeremiah Love, so who even cares? Drafts an L regardless. Ruben Bain, 9 to the Chiefs, and then Caleb Downs at 10. Not too shabby. Dolphins grabbing Mansour. There's that corner. Keldrick Falk at 12. Boy, that would be sweet. Caden Proctor to the Browns at 13. Not bad. Ravens getting Iwane. Bucks going Sadiq. Bucks are interesting because the last tight end they took was O.J. Howard. And the last tight end they took high, I should say, was O.J. Howard. And it didn't pan out as well as they would have hoped, but it wasn't terrible. So I don't know if they'll, kind of have a bad taste in their mouth after that, or it'll encourage them to move forward with Kenyon Sadiq. If I had to take a guess, they'll probably go defense, though. That would be my opinion. I miss football. Baseball doesn't get good till late May. Baseball doesn't get good until December. Saints, after moving down, still get a wide receiver. They go Mekhi Lemon. Very fun. Very cool. Spencer Fano falls all the way to the Lions. This is a cool mock. Thienem into the Vikings. Makes sense. Like Panthers getting KC. People are, wow, it's a popular pick all of a sudden. KC Concepcion, get ready to start learning Carolina Blue. Monroe Freeling to the Eagles. I love that as a pick. I don't love that as a Giants fan, but I love that as a pick. Eagles trading up to Dallas's pick. December, yeah, when there's no baseball. Not a fan of delaying the Dolphins because he doesn't fit the traits that Hafley wants at corner. He wants big, fast, physical size of Sherman and Woolen. That makes sense. Big, fast, and physical. Put that on the wall. That makes sense, frankly. But Mansour Delane's just a great prospect. I think he'd be a very impactful starter for Miami. Time will tell, though. Omar Cooper, the Steeler. Seen that a lot as well. Makes a lot of sense. Sherman McCoy falling to the Chargers. That would be good for them. Don't see them taking a corner very often, but, you know, that's cool. EMW is a Cowboy. That blows. Maxi Hennichor going to the Browns. The Browns double dip on offensive line in this mock. Not terrible, but don't love it. Bears get a key Mesidor. Makes a lot of sense. Texans go Kristen Miller. Hey, that's what I said. Cassius Howell goes to the Niners. Like Cassius Howell's game a lot. Damn it. Like Cassius Howell's game a lot. Gets the quarterback. The Washington corners are what you're looking for. Exactly, yeah. I doesn't like baseball because he has to enjoy being an Angels fan even though they're doing all right. Yeah, they're doing all right. Damn straight. Sunday Night Baseball. Tune in. Angels. I'll be watching. Cardinals move up and take Ty Simpson. In exchange, they send 28.91 for 34 and 65. Really? Jeez, that's a great value for the... Wait. Oh, for the Bill. I guess that makes sense. I thought the Cardinals got to move up and got picked 65. That really tripped me up for a second. Ty Simpson, a Daniel Jones with fewer physical traits. Sign me up. Sign me up. That's great. What else could you ask for? Denzel Boston, the Chief, makes sense, but not my favorite prospect. Caleb Lomu falling all the way to 30, going to Miami. That'd be fun. Malachi Lawrence, the Patriot, and Caden McDonald, the Seahawk. Okay. Nice. Bills grab TJ Parker. Well, that's that mock. Last one I want to check. I just want to see what CBS Sports has, because like I said, they say crazy stuff. So we're going into this with an open mind. Let's read both these simultaneously. Mike Renner and Ryan Wilson's mocks that were both updated yesterday. Mendoza, Bailey, Reese, these are staying the same thus far. Jeremiah Love and Sonny Styles here both have Francis Maui Noah going to the Giants. That's a little rich. And I mean, taking him at 5 just feels too high, man. It just feels too high with Caleb Downs right there. And in this scenario with Sonny Styles there as well, who's not my favorite, but I'd rather have him than Francis at 5. Caden Proctor at 6, Caleb Lomu at 6. Told you CBS always comes through when you want to see something crazy. Sonny Styles and Jeremiah Love. Okay, Commanders. Mansour Delane, that's what I picked. And Carnell Tate going at 8. Caleb Downs going to the Chiefs here, and then Ruben Bain going to the Chiefs over here. This is funny to follow. But yeah, my mind's completely twisted. I guess Caleb Downs falls all the way to 12 here and falls to 9 here. Carnell Tate at 10 would be fun. This wouldn't be the worst mock. It would kind of feel like what the Giants ended up getting a few months ago. With Francis and Carnell Tate, like when people were mocking to the Giants, Carnell Tate and Francis, leaving with both of them would be fun. Hot take, the 27 draft is hyping up, about to be straight ass. That's always how it is, man. I like the take. That's always how it is. Next year's class. This year's class sucks. What you really want is next year's class. It's like a draft of a draft. It's like they could be anything, though. They could be so good. That being said, the wide receiver class is going to be insane. We know that. Caleb, I hate the new Rams logo. Still adjusting to that. But Ruben Bain going to the Cowboys getting Caleb Downs or Ruben Bain is such a nightmare. Makai Lemon going to the Rams. It's a fun fit. Kenyon Sadiq, the Raven. Venga Iwane, I like that for the Bucks. That's a really cool fit. If he gets past Baltimore, it's a really cool fit. Akeem Mesidor. Omar Cooper to the Jets. Probably makes more sense than KC, but I want to be different. Is there a Cowboy fan here? There is. Monroe Freeling and a kid. Again, I'm going this ping pong mock thing. Traden Stukes. I'm just going to go through if anything pops up. Traden Stukes would be interesting at pick 20. Wow. Not impossible, but would definitely feel like a reach. Besant is going to the Chargers. That's fun. Ty Simpson's a Steeler. Spencer Fano falling all the way to the Eagles. Casey Concepcion going to the Browns for both of them. Caleb Banks. Forgot about Caleb Banks. See, J-Rod, I'm not the only one that thinks it. Malachi Lawrence also. R. Mason Thomas, forgot about him. He's also interesting. D'Angelo Pons going in the first round. Chris Johnson. See, anything could happen. R. Mason Thomas, anything could happen. I don't like that pick for Jordan Tyson because even though he fits what we want as a wide receiver, I don't think Sullivan risks his first draft because the general manager with an injury-prone guy like JT. Is that what happened here? Yeah, I guess so. You don't want to miss this. If you're the Dolphins, you don't want to miss this. getting an injury-prone wide receiver with a low floor could get messy. Could get messy quick. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited. Doing the connections. The day before the draft connections. Philly, Pittsburgh. Wait. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore. Where's Cincinnati? There it is. AFC North cities, obviously. Rapinoe. That's a Megan. It's also a last name. Oh boy. Wait, Marquette, Philly. Damn. Okay, wait a minute. All right, now, wait a minute. Now I'm losing it. Field, Park, Center, Stadium? Yeah. Types of, like, playing venues. Done deal. Yeah, field. Yep, there it is. Words used in MLB Stadium names. There you go. I don't think they draft D'Angelo Ponce. Like they would rather draft Trey Stokes at 30. Trace what he wants at corner. Damn. So it sounds like, from the sounds of it, Anthony, the Dolphins would rather like just tear the whole thing down. If they don't get a tall corner, tear the whole thing down. Made last minute mock, dropped in the serve, probably gonna end up being asked. Well, hey man, you know what? That's the beauty of mocks. There's no stakes. There's literally no stakes. Caleb Downs and Francis, that's fun. Yeah. Mock makes a lot of sense. CJ Allen to the Patriots. Yeah, looks good. EMW to the Bears. I like it. Cowboys getting Jamal McCoy. Yeah. A lot of similar picks. Yeah, a lot of similar picks to mine. I like it. To keep Mesidor going to the Cowboys. That's a good one. Sonny Styles at 9. Chiefs move up and get Bane. Makes a ton of sense. BC, Marquette, LaVille, Rapinoe. All right. Not quite. Did I get all that? Yeah, I did. All right. Philly and Marquette have to go together. Boston College, Crystal, like these are all teams. So maybe, I mean, these other 4 names. So I guess, yeah, Eagles. Damn, of course, duh. And then whatever this is. Players to score a goal in a Women's World Cup. All right. Well, now we know. Connections are complete. Done deal. Drop a like if you haven't already. Should we play some Red Dead? No, I'm saying they're going to tear down the people that are obsessed with putting Pawns or LSU to the quarter at Dolphins at 11 or 30. Makes no sense. All right. Fair enough. I will never mock Mansour delay to the Dolphins ever again. I like it. Anthony, you've convinced me. I'm sold. Time for that evil ass global. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, I was wondering. Oh shoot, the music has been muted for a long. I've just been listening to music in my headphones. Music's been muted. All right, let's do the global. And if we do end up going back to night streams, this will be one of our last evening streams because, like I said. If you're tuning in, we're going to be streaming throughout the whole draft, day 1, 2, and 3. So if you're into that, pop in to the Hunnaball Draft Spectacular, where we'll be watching picks, analyzing picks, and pretending like I know who the players picked in the 5th round are. Show me Cuba. Cuba's not a country. Oh, yeah, it is. Nice. Georgia. Cuba's pretty far. Yes, that doesn't really narrow it down much. Can we get a European country once? Like one time. Netherlands. Maybe. Maybe. Hold on here. Is it worth guessing Italy? Is Italy close? Italy's close. Hold on. Oh, Georgia's a country. Oh, you're right, actually. You're right. Oh, shoot. Okay. Wow. We're moving. Is it Russia? It's not Russia, is it? That's scary. That's just scary. Talk about a red scare. Okay, so it's closer to Georgia than Russia. Is it over here? Boy, ask and you shall receive. I wanted a European country. I think we got one. And I can't remember any of the European countries. France, Algeria, Tunisia. All right, we'll go Algeria. because I feel like that's right about there. Damn it. Jeez, okay. Tunisia. It's warmer. I'm gonna go off the wall here. Kazakhstan. Nice. It could be Turkey. I like Turkey. Show me Turkey. Oh my god. All right, we were like right there. We're knocking on the door. Turkey is 80 miles, so it's got to be like right around here. Serbia. Oh, I like that. Serbia. Damn, that was a good guess. Okay. So it's between Georgia and Turkey. I think Greece. Is it Greece? I think Greece is a little more west, but we'll go for it. Oh, no, it's not. Damn, Greece was a good guess. What? It's not down here, is it? It's not Saudi Arabia, is it? Oh my god. Okay, so it's down here. It's down here. Oh, damn. Is it? I forget where the UAE is. Damn it, it's not there. It's Middle East. Yeah, it is. Syria. Syria is not bad. Yeah, I think Yemen's too low. Yemen's too south. Syria was a good guess. Damn it. It's adjacent to Syria. Oh my god. Come on. Come on. Lebanon, Hungary, Cyprus. I'm not playing Hungary. Syria. All right, we'll go Syria because I've seen that a couple of times. Syria. Oh, we already guessed here. That's why. Syria's been guessed, Mom. It's Israel. It could be. Cyprus. It's not Cyprus. Let's guess Israel. Why not? Israel. Don't be Israel. It's not. All right. It's adjacent. Does that mean it probably is Lebanon? It probably is Lebanon. It was Lebanon. And there it is. In 10 guesses. Iraq wasn't bad either. Lebanon. Little tiny ass Lebanon right there. Well, this is a fun one. We hit Israel. We hit Russia. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter. I was going to make a joke, but I didn't want to do time. I didn't want to get hit with felony prison charges. Bang. There it is. There it is. We got it in a reasonable amount of time. That global on Monday was so ridiculous, man. 30 guesses. That was the stupidest thing ever. Looking at a map and still not being able to get it. Shout out to Mia Khalifa. There you go. Who is Mia Khalifa? Lies a lot. Surprised you didn't say Jordan. Jordan would have been good too. Jordan would have been up there. Again, you'd think that I'd have all the countries down by now. I still just throwing shit at the wall. But yes, Muhammad's Lebanese. Hell yeah. Last global took like 15 minutes. It felt like an hour. It felt like it took forever, man. But yeah. So those are the morning games. I don't know. New Invincible out. New Boys out. Euphoria came out on Sunday. Is it good? No, but it's something to watch. That's what I realized last night. The current landscape of shows, I'm just kind of looking for something to watch. Maybe that's what being an adult is. Instead of being super selective on what shows you want. I think it's like food, right? When you're a kid, being a picky eater is a lot easier, a lot more acceptable. Give me the chicken nuggets. Give me the cheeseburger. Give me the French fries. But when you're an adult, ordering a plain cheeseburger as an adult, you don't feel great about it. You don't feel proud. Every time I order a plain cheeseburger, I'm like covering my face. Don't look at me. I don't want to be seen right now. The same goes. What was I getting at? Same goes for shows. That's what I was getting at. And I feel like now it's just about killing time, getting through life, getting through the slog. Who's Joe Montana? Who's Tom Brady? Come on, what? Is Mia Khalifa the Tom Brady of her field? What is her field? What line of work is she in? Is she in the same line of work as that other WWE manager we were talking about? McKenna Lusk? I don't know. Have you watched any of the season 2 of Daredevil Born Again? I heard it was good. I heard it was good. I haven't seen it, but I heard it was good. Well, heard it was good. I heard it was gonna be good. That's what I heard. I heard it was gonna be good because the season 1 was all split up with a different director and different director, different crew. But the ones that had the old Netflix crew was better. The ones that had the Disney crew were really bad, disjointed episodes. So they're going full Netflix crew for season 2. So I've heard that. I'm picking away. I won't eat anything that isn't loaded with weird stuff. Okay. So anti-picky. I like it. She won't eat anything just plain straight up. No vanilla toast. Mia Khalifa's the goat of corn farming. She's a corn farmer? I hadn't heard of that. Oh, boy. Well, hello, Sir Ray, for the draft. Who are you looking to get? What's up, Hasib? We are looking to get an Ohio State defender and an offensive lineman. That would be my goal. Ideally, if I were making the selections, give me Caleb Downs, give me Francis Maui Noah. But judging by how things go, if I had to make a guess, I would say Caleb Downs and Spencer Fana will be the pick. You should look up Mia Khalifa. You know what? I could, but why give any spotlight to corn farming? You know, I feel like corn farming is the kind of industry where you want to be kind of under the radar, right? You don't want people knowing about your harvest. So, out of respect to Mia Khalifa and corn farmers everywhere, we will not be showing her Nebraska cornfield. Watching Neon Evangelion. That would be a swing. That would be a swing, no doubt. That's something to watch. That's something to watch. That would probably be like a life-changing viewing, though. I definitely do need a show now that Invincible's over. Gosh, man. I'm gonna be hurting, man. I did not realize how obsessed with Invincible I got this season. My entire YouTube feed. You'd think it'd be sports with the draft and, you know, all this talk about football. It's all Invincible. The Invincible iceberg, Invincible lore, Invincible predictions, all this stuff. What's Oliver up to? All this. Paul. And now that it's over, I'm hurting. I want it to come back. I want to buy the comic books. I want to buy the Invincible comic books. If I get a P.O. box, I'm going to ask for people to order me the Invincible comic books. Hunter just doesn't want to show that it's already in his search history. No, man. No, man. That's not the kind of farming. That's not the kind of farming I watch. Mob Psycho has some good fights. Is that another anime? Or is that just like a thing to watch? You know what's a show that I've heard is great? I don't know if you guys have heard of it. A little lesser known, wow, I can't think of another word for show. Lesser known viewing. Mad Men. Kind of want to watch Mad Men. Some people are calling it the greatest show ever. Wouldn't go that far. I have some Invincible comics. Really? Damn. I hear the compendium's the way to do it. You buy the compendiums and you just like read like an almanac. That's crazy. You know, when I was growing up, I feel like the word almanac was thrown around all over. Maybe that's because I was in school. But now I haven't heard the word almanac in like 10 years. That was weird. That was like a nostalgia. Like I have like deja vu from speaking. Anyways, now I know I'm talking about nothing. Now I know I'm talking about bullshit. I'm talking. When's the last time you heard the word almanac? That's what I know. I've run out of stuff to say. Mad Men is so good. I think I'm gonna watch it. I think I'm gonna check it out. I didn't even remember what stream it's on. But I also got to see out Euphoria. I got to see Euphoria to the end. I'm in too deep. I hate it. It sucks. I'm in too deep. So that's my POV on that. But anyways, Global's done. Drop a like if you haven't already. Draft day tomorrow, so I'm gonna call it here and save my vocal cords because we're gonna be talking a lot for the next 3 days. Most of you guys tune in consistently, but I think Anthony's new. So welcome to these streams. I wish I could say we stream on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's probably gonna change, but we'll be here for the draft. So if you're here now, you better pop in at least just to say hi on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All 3 days. Let's do it. And yeah, we're gonna be unpacking the draft, recapping, grading. Live reacting, got some stuff planned, trying Little Caesars for the first time among many other things. So tune in for that. I'm really excited. It's gonna be good. I miss a good sports almanac. Seriously. Like the thing Biff Tannen would steal. That's where I remember it. Sports almanac. He owned the world by sports betting. If a genie gave me one wish. Anyways, got the global. I'm happy about it. And here are the connections. Have a good Thursday, guys. Muhammad's locked in and geeked up. We got basketball tonight. Can't wait to see Hunna lose his mind after the Giants pick. If the Giants take Jeremiah Love, you'll definitely want to see that reaction. I'll feel not only stupid, but I will not like my football team very much. So yeah, hope all your teams do great stuff. If your team's playing in baseball or basketball tonight or hockey, hope they take a big dub. And yeah, sorry to Cleveland Cavalier fans everywhere because the draft is interfering with the playoff basketball game 3. So appreciate you guys always. I'm gonna be here to start the start to end. Hell yeah, Muhammad. Hell yeah. Hope everyone here start to end. Appreciate you guys always. Drop a like if you haven't already. And I've been Hunna. There's just no way Jeremiah Love is a top 5 pick. I'm not buying the smoke. Ball. See you guys tomorrow. Draft day! No one went to the freaking kid's birthday party. All right, now I'm leaving. See ya.